children in between 6 and 14. However, these children are minors and of age between 10 and 13, and these children were brought from Bihar not for any education, school education, but for religious studies. This is not the first time such an incident was reported from Kerala. Even some years back, in the similar way, children were brought from various North Indian states to Kerala for religious studies in various places in Kerala, like the religious institutions. And the functioning of such religious institutions came under radar some 10 years back as well. Now again, these kinds of incidents are repeated, and it came to light only because of the alertness showed by a police officer from Ernakulam, who accidentally reached at that time in Palakkad, and he was not even on duty. He saw these children traveling with two adults. There were 21 boys in the group, and these boys were traveling with only two adults, and when all of them were taken into custody, these two adults claimed that they were the parents of 5 among the 21 boys, and none of the children have any proper records except Aadhaar card. The CWC official said since these were minor children, they need to have the birth records and some other documents to have education here. So the very authenticity of the sole purpose behind bringing them here is under scanner. Actually, since these children do not have any proper identity cards, and how they could be admitted to a religious institution on the backing of just an Aadhaar card, and the prop team even contacted the Kishanganj village police police officers, and the details are being collected. But the irony is that the Kerala police have been showing a cold approach in the probe. Like when the Republic TV team met Palakkad SP Ajit Kumar yesterday, and we asked some details about him, but he was not even willing to comment on it, and said since the religious institution is located in Calicut, the case will be registered by Calicut police, and it will be monitored by Calicut rural SP K.E. Baiju. Very soon, the Republic TV team contacted K.E. Baiju, and he was also telling the same thing. Since these children were rescued from Palakkad, the case has to be probed by Palakkad police. When these police officers top course blame each other on their responsibility,
right,
the
Shankar,
case,
yes.
the probe into the case has almost come to a standstill. But we,
right,
the
Shankar, yes. Right, a very elaborate, ground report over there by my colleague Shankar. Viewers, we'll keep a close track about whether there is any involvement of a larger trafficking ring. For the moment, we move on to some more breaking news that we're tracking. This is a controversial statement that has now been made by Congress MLA Phul Singh Baraiya. This controversial statement has now ignited a fresh political storm in Madhya Pradesh. He has essentially said that if you see a beautiful girl, your mind can get distracted and incidents like rape can occur. That is the big and controversial casteist remark that has been made by the Congress MLA. The BJP has now hit back at the party, saying that this is not a mere slip of tongue, but largely reflects the public display of sick, perverted and criminal mindset of the Congress party. The BJP has even gone on to question the top brass of the Congress, asking if there will be any statement of condemnation from Rahul Gandhi. Let's go across to my colleague Satya Vijay, who joins us live with the latest details. Satya Vijay, हमें बताइए क्या रिस्पॉन्स आई है पार्टी से? राहुल गांधी ने इस पे अभी तक कोई बयान क्लियरली नहीं दिया है. बीजेपी क्या कह रही है?
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल. देखिए, कांग्रेस के विधायक हैं फूल सिंह बरैया, और उनका जो बयान है वो काफी विवादास्पद है. फूल सिंह बरैया कह रहे हैं कि अगर खूबसूरत लड़की दिखती है तो मन विचलित हो सकता है, रेप हो सकता है. यही नहीं, फूल सिंह बरैया ने यह भी कहा कि तीर्थ किताबों में लिखा है कि अगर शेड्यूल कास्ट की महिला के साथ रेप करें तो तीर्थ का लाभ मिलता है। इस तरह के विवादित बयान दिए हैं फूल सिंह बरैया ने। इस पर बीजेपी काफी हमलावर है। बीजेपी ने इसे कांग्रेस की विकृत मानसिकताओं की, जिस तरह की महिला विरोधी मानसिकता है, उसको लेकर हमला किया है। वहीं कांग्रेस की तरफ से अभी तक कोई स्टेटमेंट नहीं आया है। सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि आज खुद राहुल गांधी इंदौर आ रहे हैं, दूषित पानी से जो मृत लोग हैं उनसे मिलने आ रहे हैं, और मध्य प्रदेश की धरती पे ही फूल सिंह बरैया जो कांग्रेस के विधायक हैं, उन्होंने इतना शर्मनाक बयान दिया है जिसको लेकर कहीं ना कहीं उनके निष्कासन की मांग हो रही है। लेकिन अभी तक कांग्रेस की तरफ से अधिकृत तौर पर कोई स्टेटमेंट सामने नहीं आया है।
जी सत्य विजय, बताया जा रहा है कि राहुल गांधी जी का विजिट पेंडिंग है मध्य प्रदेश में, तो बीजेपी इस चीज को कैसे एस्केलेट करने की प्लान करी? कोई केस रजिस्टर हुआ है, कोई एफआईआर या कुछ रजिस्टर हुआ है अभी तक एमएलए के खिलाफ?
देखिए, चूंकि ये स्टेटमेंट जो है फूल सिंह बरैया का कल ही सामने आया है, जिसमें कि उन्होंने इस तरह की विवादास्पद बातें कही हैं, इसको लेकर जाहिर तौर पर बीजेपी तो ये कह रही है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी या तो उन्हें निष्कासित करे या फिर सवाल खड़े कर रही है कि क्या अगर उन्हें निष्कासित नहीं करती है तो कि कांग्रेस का मूल चरित्र भी इसी तरह का है, क्या कांग्रेस की सहमति है फूल सिंह बरैया को, इस तरह के सवाल खड़े कर रही है। वहीं दूसरी तरफ अगर अखिल भारतीय ब्राह्मण समाज की बात करें तो उन्होंने भी इस बयान की निंदा की है और उन्होंने कहा है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी सख्त से सख्त सजा दे इस तरह के विधायक को। लेकिन कोई एफआईआर या बाकी चीजें अभी नहीं हुई है। हालांकि इस बयान के बाद सियासत काफी तेज हो गई है। ये आरोप काफी तेजी से फूल सिंह बरैया और कांग्रेस पर लग रहे हैं। काफी तेजी से, तीव्रता के साथ भाजपा इस मुद्दे को महिलाओं की अस्मिता से जोड़ रही है। महिलाओं के अपमान के तौर पर इस बयान को देखा जा रहा है और इसीलिए राहुल गांधी से सीधे सवाल भाजपा कर रही है।
जी, all right, Satya Vijay, thank you for joining us and giving us those details. Meanwhile, viewers, we do have some more breaking news coming in. This Congress MLA did not just stop with his casteist and misogynistic comment over there. He's also gone on to claim that there are no beautiful girls in the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other backward classes communities, making serious and more controversial claims regarding religious texts. This Congress MLA gave another shocking statement during the conversation, citing religious scriptures. He says that it is written in religious texts that if someone cannot go on a pilgrimage, they can attain the same merit by having intercourse with women from the SC and ST communities. Now, the outrage over this Congress MLA's remarks linking religious texts to rape is now growing. The BJP targeting the party, saying that such remarks insult women and Hindu faith. Listen in to the responses that have come in.
Congress party always insults Hindu Astha and it also insults women. Their MLA from Madhya Pradesh says that rapes are happening because it is written in the scriptures that you get pilgrimage like status and rewards if you do rape of women. He says that if you cannot go for pilgrimage, you should rape women. This is what he is justifying. And he has said that babies are raped, young children are raped because this kind of thought process is there in the mind of rapists. Not only that, he says that there are no beautiful women in SC, ST, OBC community and hence some other women are raped. This kind of disgusting mindset is being shown towards Hindu Astha also and also towards women and their issues related to safety. This is not the first time Congress has spoken in such language. We have seen how Shanti Dhariwal has said that rapes happen because it is Mardon ka Pradesh. Congress MLA in Karnataka has said that if you cannot stop rape, enjoy it. Kerala Congress MLA Rahul, he has been caught in raping many women and therefore he was expelled from the party. Priyanka Vadra says, "Ladki hu, lad sakti hu," but on the other hand, there are many such people in the Congress who have such disgusting mindset. They abuse Hindu Astha, they abuse and mock women's dignity and then they say, "Ladki hu, lad sakti hu."
All right, viewers, moving on. A controversy is now brewing in Kerala over efforts to revive a centuries-old Hindu tradition on the banks of the Bharatapuzha River. Hindu organizations planning to hold the historic Magh Mela, often referred to as the Kumbh of the South, are facing resistance from local authorities. A stop memo was issued by a village officer has stalled the construction of a temporary bridge essential for this event. Organizers alleged that they were assured permission during the recent Panchayat elections, but they say authorities are now backtracking, citing environmental concerns. Here's the full controversy.
lakhs of years ago. According to Idihasa, it is Brahma's Yaga Bhumi, and from that period, Satyuga, the Magh Mela is going on the banks of river Bharatapuzha. This is the only river in the name of Bharata in the Bharata.
An attempt to revive the 271-year-old tradition in Kerala is being met with resistance. On the banks of river Bharatapuzha, Hindu organizations had joined hands with Junakara to revive the centuries-old tradition of celebrating Magh Mela in all its grandeur. But they were denied permission.
We are on Bharatapuzha near Tirunavaya, where the historic Kumbh Mela will take place from January 18th to February 3rd. This place is historic because it is at this place where the ancient Mamangam was held, and also Kumbhasnan was held here for the last 12 years. Considering the significance of the place, several Hindu organizations joined hand in Kerala and to organize historic Kumbh Mela in this place for the first time in Kerala. Kumbh Mela will start here on January 18th and it will continue till February 3rd. Kerala Governor will also visit this spot on January 19th. The official commencement of the Kumbh Mela will take place on January 19th, and the devotees from all parts of the world will start arriving at this venue from January 18th. But the worrying part is that the district administration has not even been given permission to organize the festival smoothly. The village officer in this locality served a notice, stop memo, to halt the construction of the temporary bridge crossing to cross Bharatapuzha river.
The stop memo has led to a wave of distrust towards village authorities, as the monks say they were assured of Kumbh celebrations during the recently concluded Panchayat elections in the state.
And in this year, we plan to make it a full Magh Mela. Full Magh Mela, because it is the Kumbh Mela of the south, Kumbh Mela of the Kerala. And the northern people will familiar with the Magh Mela because every year it has happened in Prayagraj. And the 12th year Magh Mela is organized as Kumbh Mela. The northern people very familiar with, but very familiar. Now it is going on at prayer from January 3 to February 15th. And this time this become a larger event, and we approach district administration and we give a formal application for all suvidas, arrangements for helping and permission. And they said at that time, yes, it's okay, but the time of Panchayat, local body election and SIR, so we are busy with it. And you please go by your work. Go ahead, and we will done our official formalities after local body election.
Although the authorities have cited environmental reasons for the stop memo, questions also arise because the notice was served when a lot of preparations had already been done for the Magh Mela.
4 or 5 days before, the village officer came, revenue department officer came and gave a stop memo to stop all the construction work of bridge, temporary bridge. It's a walking temporary bridge and Yajnashala, etc. And the almost the work 60-70% work is done, and the administrative people is very familiar with what is going on, and every day their people are here, police people, revenue people, every person is here.
The auspicious celebration, that is also called the Kumbh of the South, is now marred with controversies as the authorities are not budging to stay the stop memo issued by the village officer.
Yesterday, the organizers of the festival and even the BJP leaders and RSS leaders held a meeting with the district police chief and the district collector. However, the organizers said they were not willing to give a permission, not willing to give a written formal consent for the organization of the festival of the Kumbh Mela. But and they were not even willing to withdraw the stop memo issued by the village officer. But the organizers said they will go ahead with the arrangements to organize the festival in style. There won't be any going back from organize the festival, and the organizers said in 2 days all the facilities will be ready, and devotees will be given a warm welcome, and all will be given full facilities for doing prayers as part of the Kumbh Mela. But the coming days will be conflict-ridden as the district administration has not given permission. If something goes wrong, then the complete blame on the responsibility will be on the shoulders of the organizers, and the organizers allege that it's a politics being played by the CPM-led LDF government. The CPM, it was also learned that the Chief Minister of the state intervened in this issue to avoid providing permission for Kumbh Mela.
Meanwhile, all eyes are on the Bharatapuzha river as the monks are affirmative on carrying forward the celebrations.
Okay, viewers, moving on. Troops from various European countries, including France, Germany, Norway and Sweden, are arriving in Greenland with the aim to enhance the island's security. This follows discussions between Denmark, Greenland and the United States, which reflected a fundamental disagreement between the Trump administration and European allies. The big question is the European Union ready for war?
France and Europeans must continue to be present wherever their interests are threatened. France has decided to join the exercise that was scheduled and launched by Denmark in a sovereign and independent manner as part of Arctic Endurance.
The European Union's recent military move in Greenland comes after Trump has multiple times threatened to encroach on and take over control of Greenland.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
In total, the EU has deployed around 35 military personnel. Germany contributed 13 personnel, while France sent 15 soldiers.
France has decided to join the exercise that was scheduled and launched by Denmark in a sovereign and independent manner as part of Arctic Endurance. An initial team of French military personnel is already on site and will be reinforced in the coming days with land, air, and sea resources. I thank the Chiefs of Staff of the armies for organizing this quickly in coordination with Danish partners and respond to the very concrete requests that were made. This is the role that France must play, to be available and adapt after assessing the threat and stand with a sovereign nation to protect its territory.
Meanwhile, the White House reportedly downplayed the European Union's military presence in Greenland.
What about when Greenland reportedly sent troops over there? Does that change at all what the president is doing on this?
Well, to your first question on Greenland, I don't think troops in Europe impact the president's decision-making process, nor does it impact his goal of the acquisition of Greenland at all.
What is clear is that Greenland can count on us politically. What is clear is that Greenland can count on us politically, economically and financially. And when it comes to its security, the discussions on Arctic security are first and foremost a core issue of NATO. But I also want to emphasize that it is the Arctic and Arctic security, both topics, are core topics for the European Union and matter enormously for us. This is, among others, the reason why we double down on investments and supporting Greenland. You might have seen in the draft budget, we have doubled the amount of financial support to Greenland.
Okay, we slip into a very short break, but do stay on with us. On the other side, we'll get you the big details of the Defence Procurement Board approving the proposal to purchase 114 more Rafale fighter jets for the Indian Air Force.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल और जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार। क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets they wouldn't believe.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So I mean, if they
Hello and welcome. You're watching Republic TV with me, Ishita Mitra. Now, the Defence Procurement Board has given a green light to acquire 114 Rafale jets. It's a big boost for India's power. We'll discuss all of that and more. But first up, headlines. Mumbai goes BJP's way. Thackeray reunion fails to stop Mayuti's Maha Sweep. Government of India blocks 242 illegal betting and gambling website links. Congress MLA ignites political storm for justifying rape. BJP hits back. SC seeks Karishma Kapoor's reply on plea for a copy of divorce settlement with the late Sanjay Kapoor. Defence Procurement Board approves proposal to purchase 114 Rafale fighter jets from France. Welcome viewers, a top focus at this hour. Now, India's plan to acquire 114 additional Rafale fighter jets has moved a step closer to fruition, with the Defence Procurement Board now clearing the proposal, marking another major milestone in a deal seen as very critical to boosting Indian Air Force's combat capabilities. Now the proposal will be placed before Defence Acquisition Council, which in fact is chaired by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, for further approval. Now viewers, this will in fact be followed up by cost negotiations between the two countries and then a final clearance coming in from the Cabinet Committee on Security. Now, according to sources, New Delhi and Paris are aiming to finalize the agreement as soon as during a proposed meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Emmanuel Macron, which is in fact scheduled to take place in February, giving fresh momentum to long-running talks on expanding Rafale fleet. In fact, India and France have been engaged in intensified discussions on a follow-on Rafale acquisition amid growing concerns within air forces over its steadily declining squadron strength. Now, viewers, the talks are expected to gather pace ahead of President Macron's scheduled visit to India next month. All right, we're looking at a major step now being taken as far as the acquisition of Rafale fighter jets is concerned for Indian Air Force. We've moved a step closer, it seems, with the procurement board now giving a green light. The proposal, in fact, now be taken up by the Defence Acquisition Council, which is headed by the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. So it seems Indian Air Force is now a step closer to acquiring 114 Rafale fighter jets. Remember, viewers, it is a crucial step because it comes at a time when Indian Air Force's squadron strength is down to 29. We're facing threats not just on the western border, but also on eastern border as well. Now my colleague Ishan is joining me with more details on this. Ishan, good morning to you. It seems Defence Procurement Board has given a green light to acquire 114 additional jets. Let's discuss the fact that how crucial this is, because it comes at a time when the squadron strength of Indian Air Force is in fact down to 29.
Absolutely. The number of squadrons in the Indian Air Force is at an all-time low, and these 114 Rafales will definitely be able to fill the gap. These are very capable aircraft, and we saw, especially during Operation Sindoor, their efficiency and capability in neutralizing enemy targets. These are multi-role air superiority aircraft that can provide a critical gap that has been created in the Indian Air Force. Now these 114 Rafales are in no way the final solution, and we will still require more aircraft to be inducted into the Indian Air Force. However, these 114 Rafale currently will be a stopgap solution to this, and these are very capable and very potent aircraft. Across the world, the Rafales are possibly one of the best aircraft. They have very good maneuvering capabilities, they have thrust vectoring capabilities, and most importantly, they have the capability to induct a lot of the weapons. Now, the more important part of this is that a lot of these aircraft will be eventually made in India. The initial set of 2 squadrons will be taken in a flyaway condition from France and brought to India. Thereafter, the manufacturing setup will be set up in India. We have seen that Sarfan, the engine manufacturer of the Rafale, has already set up an MRO facility in India, and the Dassault Rafale is also setting up an MRO and maintenance facility in India. This will provide Indian Air Force with the capability of maintaining and servicing this aircraft and not having to send these aircraft to France every time there is a major maintenance requirement. Apart from that, this deal will also provide key access to the software of the Rafale, so that in the future India will be able to induct its indigenous weapons, radars and systems into the Rafale, similar to the Sukhoi. However, the level of access has not yet been confirmed, but there is going to be software level access for India in this deal. Further details will come out when the DSE goes through the proposal and approves it. Right now we have these information that 114 Rafale are now being brought to India. Back to you.
All right, Ashan. So it's not just a boost to Indian Air Force power, but also a boost to defense manufacturing in India. But I want to understand, you say now the next step will be the fact that it goes to Defense Acquisition Council. In terms of delivery, what is the timeline we're looking at?
The delivery timelines have not yet been come out, but it is expected that the initial batches, once the contract is finalized, only then the final delivery timelines will come to light. The manufacturing of this aircraft is ongoing with France because the Dassault has multiple orders from multiple nations, and the key buyer currently is the French Air Force. Now, apart from that, India is the second largest buyer of the Rafale aircraft, and so this will be a very critical and important deal for Dassault as well. So they will be wanting to deliver these aircraft as soon as possible in light of repeat orders. Now the 114 order, once it has been finalized by the DSE, it will go and AON has been provided. The contract will be signed with Dassault for delivery, and then the delivery timelines will come out. However, the best case scenario delivery timelines would be the next 3 to 5 years. The 114 aircraft will be sent to India for the Indian Air Force's use.
All right, Ashan, India, they're moving a step closer to acquiring 114 Rafale fighter jets. Thank you for joining us and giving us those details. Now, viewers, moving on, as India strides towards its vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, the Indian Army remains at the forefront, safeguarding national security while playing a key role in the country's development and progress. Now, watch the Indian Army film showcased during the Army Day Parade in the Pink City, Jaipur.
The world stands on the threshold of a new era. An era where battlefields know no borders. And victory belongs not merely to the powerful, but to the prepared.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stand by!
Across land, sky, sea, and cyberspace, a new force is emerging. Rooted in tradition and future ready. From the Himalayas to the Thar, every step of the Indian Army shapes the destiny of rising India. Founded in honor, driven by innovation, committed to Viksit Bharat 2047. Indian Army, strength through self-reliance. Under the guidance of the Supreme Commander, the Indian Army is emerging as a modern and self-reliant force. A force where knowledge, data, drones and cutting-edge technology moves in lockstep with every soldier. Once reliant on imports, India today stands as a manufacturer and exporter of cutting-edge defense systems. Across the Thar, Arunachal and Ladakh, every weapon system bears the mark of indigenous strength. The precision of BrahMos, the unwavering shield of Akash, and destruction of the enemy's designs by Akash Tir. Together, they echo the voice of a new, self-reliant India. When terror crossed the line of control,
आतंकियों ने हमारी बहनों का सिंदूर उजाड़ा था, इसलिए भारत ने आतंक के ये हेडक्वार्टर्स उजाड़ दिए.
India responded, not with anger, but with resolve and precision. Operation Sindoor was a declaration. India delivered justice, not vengeance. Indigenous drones mapped the terrain. Loitering munitions tracked hostile hideouts. And when the moment came, the strike was swift, unseen and decisive.
भारत आतंकवाद के खिलाफ जब भी कोई कार्रवाई करेगा तो आतंकवादियों और उनके आकाओं के लिए सरहद पार की जमीन भी सुरक्षित नहीं रहेगी.
Every war, every mission, every exercise is a testament to India's integrated might. Land, air and ocean. Three frontiers moving as one. This is India's united strength.
As we step deeper into the decade of transformation, the Indian Army is undergoing structural and doctrinal reforms, guided by the principles of jointness, Atmanirbharta and innovation.
Today, battlefields extend far beyond terrain into networks, satellites and cyberspace. In command centers that never sleep, data becomes the new battleground and information the mightiest weapon. Cyber warriors neutralize threats before they reach our borders. Quantum labs and AI cells predict enemy intent. This is India's vigilant, technological and decisive army. From frontiers to leadership, women now stand shoulder to shoulder at every level. They lead with clarity, courage, and unshakable conviction. Beyond borders and battlefields, the Indian Army stands as the nation's first responder. In floods, earthquakes, and other natural disasters, soldiers become protectors, not just for the nation, but for humanity. The Army not only safeguards lives, it builds futures. Through Army Goodwill Schools and Vibrant Villages program, every soldier embodies trust, and the Army, a bridge that turns dream into reality. From the highest solar grades to the protection of fragile ecosystems, the Army leads the march of sustainable development. The roads built by the Indian Army become the pathways of connection and corridors of prosperity. On the field, from Mission Olympics to Paralympics, soldiers transform discipline into medals. Across UN missions, their blue helmets shine as beacons of India's honor. Committed to the ideals of the United Nations, India's experience and leadership play a key role in shaping global peace.
I really thank India for bringing together what I call the family of peacekeeping.
Through joint exercises and global partnerships, the Indian Army builds a foundation of trust across the world. And with every greeting extended by the Army Chief, India's message resonates clearly. In preparedness lies peace, and in friendship lies strength. India's strength is not aggression, it is assurance. Not conquest, but confidence. In war or in peace, India stands firm. The guardian of stability, the fortress of strength, and the torchbearer of self-reliant power. This is the Indian Army. Modern, unstoppable, building the nation. And forever, the guardians of India's future. Indian Army. Strength through self-reliance.
And now viewers, time for a special segment called Bharat in One. Let's take a look. India's first Vande Bharat sleeper train, which will operate between Howrah and Guwahati, will be flagged off by Prime Minister Narendra Modi today. The launch here marks a significant milestone in Indian Railways modernization drive, with the sleeper version of the Vande Bharat aimed at enhancing long-distance rail travel with improved comfort and efficiency. Indian Army engineers have successfully constructed a third Bailey Bridge measuring 120 feet on B492 highway in Sri Lanka. Now the bridge, located in the central province, reconnects the Kandy and Nuwara Eliya districts, restoring a critical lifeline that had remained disrupted for over a month following the devastation caused by Cyclone Ditwa. Several Indian nationals have now arrived in New Delhi last night from Iran amid escalating regional tensions in the country. The arrivals follow the advisory issued by the government urging its nationals in Iran to leave the country in the view of volatile security situation. And now viewers, troops from various European countries, including France, Germany, Norway and Sweden, are arriving in Greenland with the aim to enhance the island's security. And this follows discussions between Denmark, Greenland and the US, which in fact reflects a fundamental disagreement between Trump administration and European allies. Now the big question here is the EU country ready for war? In fact, watch this detailed report.
France and Europeans must continue to be present wherever their interests are threatened. France has decided to join the exercise that was scheduled and launched by Denmark in a sovereign and independent manner as part of Arctic Endurance.
The European Union's recent military move in Greenland comes after Trump has multiple times threatened to encroach on and take over control of Greenland.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
In total, the EU has deployed around 35 military personnel. Germany contributed 13 personnel, while France sent 15 soldiers.
France has decided to join the exercise that was scheduled and launched by Denmark in a sovereign and independent manner as part of Arctic Endurance. An initial team of French military personnel is already on site and will be reinforced in the coming days with land, air, and sea resources. I thank the Chiefs of Staff of the armies for organizing this quickly in coordination with Danish partners and respond to the very concrete requests that were made. This is the role that France must play, to be available and adapt after assessing the threat and stand with a sovereign nation to protect its territory.
Meanwhile, the White House reportedly downplayed the European Union's military presence in Greenland.
One follow-up on Greenland. You reportedly sent troops over there. Does that change at all what the president is doing on this?
Well, to your first question on Greenland, I don't think troops in Europe impact the president's decision-making process, nor does it impact his goal of the acquisition of Greenland at all.
What is clear is that Greenland can count on us politically. What is clear is that Greenland can count on us politically, economically, and financially. And when it comes to its security, the discussions on Arctic security are first and foremost a core issue of NATO. But I also want to emphasize that it is the Arctic and Arctic security, both topics, are core topics for the European Union and matter enormously for us. This is, among others, the reason why we double down on investments and supporting Greenland. You might have seen in the draft budget, we have doubled the amount of financial support to Greenland.
All right, viewers, the Ministry of External Affairs has now assured Indian nationals that, in fact, they will be evacuated out of Iran, where the security situation has become volatile. It has also advised citizens to leave the country at the earliest. In fact, an internet shutdown in the country has made it difficult for many to stay in touch with their families. And now several of those evacuees have returned safely to India, reuniting with their loved ones at Delhi's airport. Watch this detailed report.
Protests in Iran had turned deadly, killing many in the violence that began against the Khamenei regime. On Wednesday, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar received a phone call from his Iranian counterpart, and discussion was also held on Indians stranded in the country. And now, Indian nationals are returning. Those who are coming back from the Middle Eastern nation called the conditions warlike.
मेरे छोटे भाई की बीवी जो है आज वहाँ से आ रही हैं, ईरान से आ रही हैं। एक्चुअल में क्या हुआ है कि जब वो ईरान पहुँची थी तो उनके बाद वो कुछ जंग के हालात ऐसे बन गए थे कि वहाँ पे बिल्कुल इंटरनेट बिल्कुल डेड कर दिया गया था पूरे ईरान का। तो किसी भी तरीके का कोई ताल्लुक़ नहीं हो पा रहा था, कांटेक्ट नहीं हो पा रहा था, बात नहीं हो पा रही थी। हम सब लोग बहुत ज़्यादा फिक्रमंद थे।
कंडीशन तो ख़राब ही है वहाँ पे, तो बाकी हमारा भारतीय गवर्नमेंट है बहुत सहयोग कर रही है। एम्बेसी वालों ने हमारे को इन्फॉर्मेशन दिया था कि जितना जल्दी हो सकते आप निकलो, तो बहुत ही अच्छा उन्होंने रिस्पांस दिया है। मोदी जी हैं तो हर चीज़ मुमकिन है।
With nationwide protests in Iran, internet had been shut down for days, hindering contact with those stranded, causing fear and worry to their kin in India.
मम्मी गई हुई हैं, लाइक एक वीक हो गया था, बात भी नहीं हुई थी हमारी। 3 दिन से तो बात नहीं हुई है हमारी, बट आ रहे हैं ये तो आज कंफर्म हो गया था कि फ़्लाइट पे हैं। हाँ, ऑब्वियसली परेशान थे कि बात नहीं हो पा रही थी, लेकिन अब सब सही है, इंशाल्लाह आज वो लोग वापस आ रही हैं।
The Ministry of External Affairs had assured every possible help to Indian nationals, advising people to leave Iran.
ईरान में करीबन हमारे 9,000 नागरिक इस समय रहते हैं, लगभग। इनमें से ज़्यादातर लोग हमारे विद्यार्थी लोग हैं। हाल ही के दिनों में वहाँ जो गतिविधि चल रही है उसको लेकर हम लोगों ने 2-3 एडवाइजरी इशू किए। एडवाइजरी में हमने ये कहा कि जो हमारे नागरिक हैं भारत में वो ईरान अभी ना जाएं, और जो भारत में वहाँ जो हमारे भारतीय नागरिक रह रहे हैं उनको कहा गया कि आप देश छोड़ने का जो भी मीन्स है अभी तो कमर्शियल फ़्लाइट्स वो भी उसका भी रास्ता अभी है, तो वो सब लेके लोग वहाँ से निकले। उसके अलावे वहाँ पर जो गतिविधि है उस पर हम लोग नज़र बनाए हुए हैं, और जहाँ तक हमारे लोगों का सवाल है, उनके हित में जो भी कुछ होगा उसकी अगर ज़रूरत पड़ेगी तो हम लोग उस करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध हैं।
And now, when their kin landed, people thanked the Indian government for their safe return.
मेरे फादर और सिस्टर लौट रहे हैं, अभी वापसी कर रहे हैं, अभी उनकी फ़्लाइट लैंड कर चुकी है, आने वाले होंगे। मतलब धन्यवाद देना चाहते हैं भारत सरकार को और अपनी सरकार को, खासकर मोदी जी को, जिस तरह उन्होंने एकदम से इस पर त्वरित कार्रवाई की है और बहुत सेफली यहाँ पर लैंड करा लिया है। और फ्लाइट जैसे कि अभी बात भी हो चुकी है, उनसे आ चुकी हैं, फ्लाइट उतर चुकी है, तो सरकार को धन्यवाद देना चाहते हैं। बहुत अच्छा काम।
All right, viewers, that's all we could pack in this bulletin, but don't go anywhere. On the other side, Defence Procurement Board approves the proposal to purchase 114 additional Rafale fighter jets. We'll discuss that on the other side.
Our Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
मेरी चिमनी टूट जाएगी। What are you doing?
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force. So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. And that doesn't mean boots on the ground, but it means hitting them very, very hard where it hurts. So we don't want that to happen. There have been cases like this where President Obama totally backed down. But this is something pretty incredible that's happening in Iran. It's an amazing thing to watch. They've done a bad job. They've treated their people very badly, and now they're being paid back. So let's see what happens. We're watching it.
U.S. has proven its military capacity in Operation Midnight Hammer, where the United States military bombed Iran's nuclear facilities. U.S. B-2 stealth bombers, which flew a secretive and historic long-range mission.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, राजा मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions.
Thank you for joining us on the live report. Ladies and gentlemen, on the show this evening, we are coming to you with two big stories. India is going to perhaps purchase more Rafales. There are a few technical steps left before we approve that big purchase. That and more coming up. We have a letter that flags how infiltrator networks work in India, the different railway routes taken, and why it's important to be more cautious. Here are the headlines. Defence Procurement Board approves proposal to purchase 114 Rafale fighter jets from France. Congress MLA justifies rape. BJP hits back. Details coming up. Centre puts an end to 10-minute delivery promises by quick commerce apps, but on the ground, the reality is something else. Government blocks 242 illegal betting and gambling website links. Getting in some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, on the live report, a story that Republic TV has been tracking, investigating, reporting for the last few years on the Bangladeshi infiltrators from Assam to Bengal to Jharkhand to Karnataka. In the last few months, we have done investigations, carried out ground reports, and brought you some of those details of the investigation that show how infiltrator networks work. People from Bangladesh, infiltrators from Bangladesh who come all the way into India and go to different parts of the country. And after the Republic investigation, the BJP in Karnataka, the leader of opposition in Karnataka, has written to the Railway Ministry, to Ashwini Vaishnav, talking about the representation regarding national security concerns on the West Bengal-Bengaluru rail routes, asking for immediate action to be taken regarding potential compromise of national security through the current operation of rail services from West Bengal and Bengaluru, saying, as you're aware, there are currently 15 to 17 weekly and daily train services, including the Howrah-Sialda to Yashwantpur, Vishveshwaraya terminal routes in Bengaluru, concerning and connecting these regions, talking about how these services are vital for the economy and also the growing evidence and public concern that these corridors are being exploited for the unchecked movement of illegal immigrants, specifically those originating from the international border. There is misuse of identity documents. Reports indicating that many individuals traveling on these routes possess Aadhaar cards and voter IDs obtained through fraudulent means, and that recent judicial observations, including those from the Bombay High Court, have clarified that these documents are not proof of citizenship. And yet they are being used to bypass local security checks. Bengaluru as a destination. The letter proposes different measures that need to be taken urgently. I'm going across to my colleague Sri Lakshmi, joining us live. Sri Lakshmi, if you can take us through this letter that we have, written by a leader in Karnataka, the leader of opposition in the Legislative Council.
Yes, Niranjan, as you very rightly pointed out, after Republic Kannada exposing these Bangladeshi illegal immigrants, entering into Bengaluru in thousands and thousands of numbers, we have done so many investigative stories on them, how they are residing, how they have been given illegal documents, place to stay, everything.
Assembly has written a letter to Ashwin Vaishnav. He very clearly points out how they misuse the identity of documents with these IDs and how these IDs are being given to them. And they have made Bengaluru as their destination. And many of them have told even to us, to Republic Kannada, that they are in lakhs.
Have told even to us, to Republic Kannada, that they are in lakhs and lakhs of numbers. They are coming in. And Chalvadi Narayan Swamy has also refers so many immediate actions that needs to be taken against this illegality which is happening. Strict identity audits has to happen. That's what he suggests. And review of service frequency regarding railways, re-evaluate the necessary of the high number of weekly services on this specific corridor to better manage security monitoring. That's what he advises. He also says that enhanced intelligent deployment is needed. It is quite evident everywhere that these Bangladeshi immigrants are there in Bengaluru, in slums, in many places. State intelligence is not working at all on these aspects. He so requested that enhancement of intelligence deployment is needed, and NIA's assistance is also recommended. Integration with SIR and NRC data is also needed. Link railway reservation systems with the special intensive revision and other national databases to flag individuals with questionable documents. That needs to be screened. From West Bengal, they are coming directly through train. Having these cards, Aadhaar card, voter ID card, everything has been given to them. Who are these people who are providing these documents to them? Why Karnataka government is so blind towards these illegal immigrants who are coming in every day in thousands and thousands of numbers? All these questions have been raised. We hope Bengalurians, people of Bengaluru are hoping that Honorable Union Minister will take strict actions against this illegal immigration. And even today, themselves only, they are only saying that around 2 to 3 lakhs of Bangladeshi illegal immigrants are residing here in Bengaluru, which is a major security threat to the safety of the nation itself. They are getting work. They are being used for all kinds of criminal activities, other illegal activities by several leaders who are there here in Bengaluru, political leaders, which is a horrible thing to the nation. Niranjan.
Okay, in fact, I'm going to read out some of the aspects of what this letter asks for. I have the letter with me. Let's put out the graphics of what the red flag is, which has now been raised by the BJP in the state of Karnataka. In fact, the leader of opposition here has asked for immediate action to be taken, a series of actions to be taken that include strict identity audits, implementing a specialized verification drive at major boarding, deboarding points, Howrah, Malda, Kharagpur, Bengaluru terminals involving biometric cross-reference, review of service frequency, re-evaluate the necessity of the high number of weekly services on this specific corridor to better manage security monitoring. It doesn't make sense, because how can you reduce the number of trains when that is the only way, only affordable means of travel between states? That may not be realistic. Third, enhanced intelligence deployment. Deploy undercover RPF and Intelligence Bureau personnel on these specific trains to monitor and identify suspicious movement patterns, integration with SIR and NRC data, linking railway reservation systems with special intensive revision and other national databases to flag individuals with questionable documentation. So these are some of the questions, or rather proposed actions, questions raised, actions proposed to the Railway Minister, Ashwini Vaishnav, by the BJP in Karnataka. And they have spoken about how there is a misuse of identity documents, talking about how reports are indicating that there are individuals traveling on these routes especially that possess Aadhaar cards, voter IDs obtained through fraudulent means. Okay, we're getting in a news conference now. Let's cut across live. The BJP news conference on Bengal is live. So let's cut across, please.
भारतवर्ष में होता है, उन सारी संवैधानिक प्रक्रियाओं पर कुठाराघात करती है ममता बनर्जी और टीएमसी की सरकार बंगाल के अंदर। मैं आज कुछ ऐसे तथ्य रखने वाला हूं और वीडियो के माध्यम से भारतीय जनता पार्टी कुछ ऐसा दिखाने वाली है जो विभत्स है। आप सभी जानते हैं पूरे देश के कई राज्यों में सिलसिलेवार तरीके से SIR इसकी प्रक्रिया चल रही है। यह प्रक्रिया 2003 में भी हुई थी, इस पर बहुत चर्चा हुई है, सदन के पटल पर भी चर्चा हो चुकी है। SIR बंगाल में भी हो रहा है, उसे रोकने की कोशिश गैर संवैधानिक तरीके से, केवल गैर संवैधानिक तरीके से नहीं, हिंसा के माध्यम से ममता बनर्जी जिस प्रकार से कर रही है, विगत कुछ दिनों में हमने क्या क्या देखा है, मैं आपके सामने वो विवरण रखूंगा। चुनाव अधिकारी जो BLO कहलाता है, चुनाव अधिकारी तक वहां सुरक्षित नहीं है। इतना दबाव उनके ऊपर बनाया जा रहा है कि वो मजबूर हो रहे हैं आत्महत्या करने के लिए। BDO की ऑफिस, ब्लॉक डेवलपमेंट ऑफिसर, उनके ऑफिसर्स के ऊपर, उनके ऑफिसेस के ऊपर इस प्रकार हमला किया जा रहा है मानो वो कोई शत्रु का टेरिटरी हो, एज इफ दे वर एनिमी टेरिटरीज। फरक्का के अंदर जो मुर्शिदाबाद डिस्ट्रिक्ट में आता है, BDO के दफ्तर के ऊपर हमला हुआ है, और जब हमला हो रहा था उस समय TMC के विधायक MLA मुनीरुल इस्लाम वहां मौजूद थे। मुनीरुल इस्लाम के मौजूदगी में फरक्का में BDO के ऑफिस पर हमला हुआ। मुनीरुल इस्लाम ने खुलेआम कहा कि यहां राम से पेपर मांगा नहीं जाता, रहीम का पेपर चेक किया जाता है। ममता बनर्जी जी को मैं कहना चाहता हूं, ये राम और रहीम की कहानी नहीं, ये रोहिंग्यान की कहानी है। आप रोहिंग्यान को बचाना चाहते हैं, बांग्लादेशियों को बचाना चाहते हैं। आप बांग्लादेशी घुसपैठी और रोहिंग्याओं की संख्या के आधार पर जीतने का प्रयास कर रही है, मगर याद रखिए ये चेतावनी है भारतवर्ष का। भारत को खंडित करके, बंगाल को खंडित करके आप कभी विजयी नहीं हो पाएंगी और भारत चुप नहीं बैठेगा। और मैं बंगाल से भी कहना चाहता हूं, अगर चैन से सोना है तो जाग जाओ। चैन से सोना है तो हम सबको जागना होगा। अगर हिंदुस्तान को एक रखना होगा तो हमें एक होना होगा। एक हैं तो सेफ हैं, अगर एक हैं तब हम इस लड़ाई को लड़ पाएंगे। FIR हुआ BDO के ऑफिस के ऊपर हमले का, मगर MLA का नाम उस FIR में प्रस्तुत नहीं था। क्यों नहीं था ममता बनर्जी? किसको बचाना चाहती हैं आप? मुनीरुल इस्लाम ने कहा था मैं कोई SIR को नहीं मानता हूं। आप कौन है नहीं मानने वाले? ये भारत का संविधान है। This is the constitutional authority of India which is conducting the SIR. You as an MLA cannot say that मैं SIR को नहीं मानता। SIR के खिलाफ आप आक्रमण करें और आपके खिलाफ FIR भी नहीं हो। केवल फरक्का नहीं, बुधवार के दिन चकुलिया का BDO का ऑफिस जो कि उत्तर दिनाजपुर में आता है, और आप जानते हैं चाहे मुर्शिदाबाद जिला हो, चाहे उत्तर दिनाजपुर जिला हो, वहां किस प्रकार से 2011 से 2019 के बीच जनसंख्या परिवर्तन हुआ है, किस प्रकार घुसपैठियों के कारण कहां 70% तो कहीं 50% से अधिक पॉपुलेशन, मुस्लिम पॉपुलेशन की वृद्धि हुई है। यह कोई ऑर्गेनिक वृद्धि नहीं है, यह वृद्धि घुसपैठियों के लिए हुई है। रोहिंग्यान और बांग्लादेशियों की घुसपैठिए से यह आर्टिफिशियल वृद्धि हुई है। उसी उत्तर दिनाजपुर के चकुलिया के बीडीओ के ऑफिस पे सुबह 9:30 बजे 300 लोगों का आक्रमण होता है, 20 लाख की प्रॉपर्टी जला दी जाती है, उसे ध्वस्त कर दिया जाता है। अभी मुर्शिदाबाद में वायलेंस चल रहा है, NH-12 को रोक दिया गया है, सारी रेल सर्विस ठप पड़ी हुई है। क्या भारत का हिस्सा नहीं है? क्या लोग NH-12 पे चल नहीं सकते? ट्रेन जलाई जा रही है तो ममता बनर्जी उसे जस्टिफाई कर रही है। वो कह रही है ये नाराजगी है माइनॉरिटीज की। अभिषेक बनर्जी से पूछा जाता है तो वो कहते हैं नाम कटेगा तो प्रोटेस्ट तो होगा ही। और इतना ही नहीं, आप सब हमारे बंधु हैं। यू आर द फोर्थ पिलर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी। इफ वी आर अ पिलर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी एज द लेजिस्लेचर, you are one of the pillars of democracy to uphold the democracy of this country. आपके एक साथी सोमा मैती जो कवर करने गई थी इस हिंसा को, उनके ऊपर जिस प्रकार से हमला किया गया है नृशंसता के साथ, with the brutality that she has been attacked, she is hospitalized. 24 घंटा उनका लोकल न्यूज है, उसकी पत्रकार है सोमा मैती। मैं भर्त्सना करता हूं भारतीय जनता पार्टी की तरफ से, किसी पत्रकार के ऊपर अगर इस प्रकार का हमला होता है तो कोई चुप नहीं बैठना चाहिए। मैं आज सभी न्यूज चैनल से कहता हूं, इन सॉलिडारिटी वी शुड स्टैंड विद सोमा। शी मे बिलोंग टू एनी न्यूज चैनल, बट इफ अ रिपोर्टर इज अटैक्ड, टुडे इट इज शी, टुमारो इट मे बी वी। इसलिए एक साथ एकजुट होकर अपने फेटर्निटी के साथ खड़े होने का समय मीडिया के लिए भी आ गया है। 150 जादवपुर विधानसभा एक महत्वपूर्ण विधानसभा है, संख्या उसकी 150 है। 150 जादवपुर विधानसभा में बूथ संख्या 110 में जो बीएलओ थे, एक ईमानदार ऑफिसर थे, उनका नाम अशोक दास है, श्री अशोक दास। ईमानदार बीएलओ अधिकारी। क्या गुनाह किया था उन्होंने? गुनाह इतना किया था, संविधान के प्रावधानों के अनुसार जो काम उन्हें भारत सरकार ने सौंपा, जो काम उन्हें बतौर बीएलओ के सौंपा गया, निष्ठता से, कर्मठता से उस काम को वो पूर्ण कर रहे थे, संपूर्ण कर रहे थे। बदले में क्या मिला? बदले में धमकाया गया। मैं नाम ले रहा हूं, वार्ड नंबर 109 के टीएमसी कार्यकर्ता अनन्या बनर्जी और राजू विश्वास ने उन्हें धमकाया कि अगर एक भी घुसपैठिया का नाम कटा, एक भी किसी का नाम कटा, कागज नहीं हो तो नहीं हो, मगर नाम कटा तो तुम, तुम्हारा छोटा सा बच्चा और तुम्हारी पत्नी तक को छोड़ा नहीं जाएगा। जब बार बार धमकियां मिली तो इस व्यक्ति ने, यह है अशोक दास, इस व्यक्ति ने आत्महत्या कर ली। मैं अभी वीडियो देख रहा था, सुन रहा था, अभी एक फोन कॉल, उसकी पत्नी, अशोक दास जी की पत्नी रोकर किसी को कह रही है कि पंखे पे लटक कर मेरे पति की मृत्यु हो गई, उन्होंने सुसाइड कर लिया है, अब मैं क्या करूं? मैं एफआईआर कर रही हूं टीएमसी के विरोध। उन्होंने एफआईआर किया है टीएमसी के विरोध में। और जो करुणा थी उस बहन की आवाज में, आज उस करुणा का सौगंध है कि हमें बदला लेना है लोकतांत्रिक तरीके से। ये जो बंग भंग के लिए प्रयास कर रही है ममता बनर्जी, ये जो मारने, सोनार बांग्ला कहा जाता था, सोनार बांग्ला, आज के रक्ताक्त बांग्ला, भयर बांग्ला, खून खून हो रहा है बंगाल में, राजनीतिक खून, यह हत्या है। केवल इतना ही नहीं, फेक आईडी, आइडेंटिफिकेशन के लिए फेक आईडी रैकेट चल रहा है। 10,000 से 10 लाख तक आप भारतीय नागरिक बनने के लिए ममता बनर्जी ने दुकान खोला है। रोहिंग्यान भारतीय बन सकता है, बांग्लादेशी भारतीय बन सकता है, और टीएमसी के एजेंसियों ने दुकान खोला हुआ है। तभी तो ईडी ने जब रेड किया तो दौड़ के खुद ममता बनर्जी जाती है। कभी आपने सुना था कोई मुख्यमंत्री दौड़ के फाइल छीन रही है? कभी आपने देखा था यह इतिहास में? क्यों? करोड़ों रुपए का घपला हो रहा है केवल घुसपैठियों को हिंदुस्तानी बनाने के लिए, और यह हिंदुस्तान सहेगा नहीं। 72 सेंसिटिव पॉइंट्स हैं जहां से बांग्लादेशी घुस रहे हैं, सीमाओं पर चिट्ठियां लिखी जाती है, बीएसएफ जाके बार बार मीटिंग करती है, फिर भी इन 72 पॉइंट्स पर फेंसिंग के लिए ममता बनर्जी जमीन नहीं देती है। क्या मनसा है? मनसा है बंग भंग का, मनसा है बंगाल को बांग्लादेश बनाने का। और एक पैटर्न है ये कोई पहली बार नहीं हो रहा है। जब सीएए हुआ, सड़क पे उतर के ममता बनर्जी और टीएमसी उतर के आई थी। क्यों? एक हिंदू परिवार बच जाए तो आय हाय काका छीछी, काका छीछी। ये काका छीछी कर रही थी ममता बनर्जी, आपको याद है ना? माइक लेके यहां से काका छीछी, काका छीछी। एक हिंदू बच जाए तो काका छीछी, और एक घुसपैठिए का नाम अगर कट जाए तो अशोक दास को फांसी पे चढ़ा दो। वक्फ बोर्ड की प्रॉपर्टी के लिए ममता बनर्जी ने क्या नहीं किया? वक्फ बोर्ड की प्रॉपर्टी, जो गलत तरीके से हिंदुओं के प्रॉपर्टी को लूटा गया था, उसको बचाने के लिए जब भारत के सदन में चर्चा हुई, जब बिल पारित हुआ, ममता बनर्जी सड़क पे उतरी है। ये जो हिंदुस्तान का अहित वो चाहती है और घुसपैठियों का हित वो चाहती है। आज इसीलिए टीएमसी के लिए 3 शब्दों का प्रयोग किया गया है। टी से तुष्टिकरण, एम से माफिया और सी से क्राइम बाई घुसपैठिया। टी से तुष्टिकरण, एम से माफिया और सी से क्राइम बाई घुसपैठिया। तुष्टिकरण की राजनीति चरम पे है, माफिया राज, गुंडा राज चरम पे है, और घुसपैठियों के द्वारा जो क्राइम हो रहा है उसको छुपाने के लिए ममता बनर्जी एक पल भी पीछे नहीं हट रही है। ये आज का शीर्षक है। ये है टीएमसी। टी फॉर तुष्टिकरण, एम फॉर माफिया एंड गुंडा राज, सी फॉर क्राइम बाय घुसपैठी। ये है टीएमसी। याद रखिए ममता जी, न तुष्टिकरण रहेगा, ना आपका माफिया राज रहेगा, और ना हम क्राइम होने देंगे बंगाल में। ये तीनों ही नहीं होगा। इसके साथ मैं कुछ तस्वीर दिखाना चाहता हूं आज आपको, और कुछ हमारे तस्वीर यहां भी चलेंगे वीडियो के माध्यम से। जैसा मैंने कहा, ये जो अशोक दास जी का मैंने आपको चित्र दिखाया, बीएलओ थे जादवपुर के। लाइट कम कर सकते हैं ताकि सबको दिखाई दे जी। ये अशोक दास जी है। मैं उनकी सद्गति के लिए प्रार्थना करता हूं।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है! अरे मेरे राजा, मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force. So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. And that doesn't mean boots on the ground, but it means hitting them very, very hard where it hurts. So we don't want that to happen. There have been cases like this where President Obama totally backed down. But this is something pretty incredible that's happening in Iran. It's an amazing thing to watch. They've done a bad job. They've treated their people very badly, and now they're being paid back. So let's see what happens. We're watching it.
U.S. has proven its military capacity in Operation Midnight Hammer, where the United States military bombed Iran's nuclear.
This week on Get Me Right is Somanath Swabhiman Parv, marking 1,000 years of the attack by Mahmud of Ghazni, the culmination of a battle of narratives that started with the coming to power of Narendra Modi as Prime Minister in 2014. Also this week, India reached the world with Responsible Nations Index, RNI, our very own rating system that will judge nations based on Indian yardsticks and not that of Moody's and Fitch. And has Donald Trump got it all wrong with tariffs, as India's exports to the United States continue to rise and China records its highest trade surplus in history with over US $1.2 trillion. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, only on Republic TV.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो, मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force. so Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. And that doesn't mean boots on the ground, but it means hitting them very, very hard where it hurts. So we don't want that to happen. There have been cases like this where President Obama totally backed down. But this is something pretty incredible that's happening in Iran. It's an amazing thing to watch. They've done a bad job. They've treated their people very badly, and now they're being paid back. So let's see what happens. We're watching it.
U.S. has proven its military capacity in Operation Midnight Hammer, where the United States military bombed Iran's nuclear facilities. U.S. B-2 stealth bombers, which flew a secretive and historic long-range mission, dropped 14 massive ordnance penetrators, also known as bunker buster bombs, on 3 critical Iranian nuclear sites: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. As the situation between the U.S. and Iran escalates further, Israel's
आज की भारतीय सेना न केवल वर्तमान चुनौतियों का सफलतापूर्वक सामना कर रही, बल्कि हम नित्य प्रतिदिन एक परिवर्तनशील, आधुनिक और भविष्य उन्मुख शक्ति के रूप में तेजी से अग्रसर हो रहे हैं। इसके अंतर्गत रुद्र के रूप में नई ऑल आर्म्स ब्रिगेड का गठन किया जा रहा है, जिसका सैंक्शन मैंने कल ही दिया है, जिसमें इन्फेंट्री, मैकेनाइज्ड इन्फेंट्री, आर्मर्ड यूनिट्स, आर्टिलरी, स्पेशल फोर्सेस, अनमैन्ड एरियल सिस्टम जैसे फाइटिंग कंपोनेंट्स को एक साथ रखा जाएगा और विशेष रूप से तैयार किया जाएगा, जिसमें शामिल लॉजिस्टिक सपोर्ट और कॉम्बैट सपोर्ट होंगे। इसी क्रम में भैरव लाइट कमांडो बटालियन के रूप में एजाइल और घातक स्पेशल फोर्सेस का गठन किया गया है, जो सीमाओं पर शत्रु को चौंकाने के लिए हमेशा तैयार है।
These are the men of the Bhairav Battalion. India's new multi-domain formation. Trained to fight across terrains, domains and timelines. Raised at speed. Built by pooling infantry, artillery, signals and air defense expertise, Bhairav is being shaped as a self-sufficient force, able to see first, move first and hit hard. Over 2 days, Republic tracked Bhairav through night maneuvers and daytime battle drills to understand how the Indian Army is turning the idea of multi-domain warfare into ground reality.
This is the new tactical team that the Indian Army has deployed for multi-domain operations, for cross-border terrorist camps to internal security and neutralizing targets. They do it all. This new light brigade of specially trained come from multiple domains of the army, from artillery, infantry, signal, and most importantly, they are trained in a way to conduct multi-domain warfare. The Bhairav Battalion has been created for one purpose: lethality and impact. The Bhairav Battalion will be deployed across the nation, and there are more than 200 of these already in operations. Conceptualized less than a year ago, this is the epitome of warfare that we face today. In an ever-changing world, in an ever-changing lessons learned from global conflicts.
The first phase unfolds at night: movement control, buddy movement, sniper infiltration, and drone-based overwatch. Each drill is a building block in a larger picture. A unit that can see first, decide faster, and move with precision under cover of darkness. This is a unit designed for multi-domain warfare, where the fight happens simultaneously on the ground, in the air, across electromagnetic networks and inside real-time intelligence loops. Built by combining personnel from infantry, artillery, signals, and army air defense, Bhairav is being shaped as a self-sufficient formation that can operate independently, strike with speed, and adapt to modern battlefield demands.
We are here in the heart of Jaipur's training grounds, where the Bhairav Battalion has been training incessantly. We saw their deadly precision and we saw their intense speed. This battalion has been created as a new age light commando unit, equipped with drones, equipped with the latest weapons, and equipped with technology heavy multi-domain warfare. They are designed in a way that is designed for speed, precision, and deadly accuracy. Equipped from all across the army, where artillery and air defense, infantry, signals come together to form this new age light infantry unit. Equipped with almost 250 soldiers, they have been developed with lightning speed. In less than a year, they have been operationalized and conceptualized, and now we are seeing them do their deadly precision strikes.
Body movement may look basic, but in combat, it is survival. One soldier moves only when another is watching over him. Every bound is calculated. Every pause has a purpose. The sniper element works in parallel, moving slower, thinking longer. Their role is not just to fire, but to watch, to hold overwatch on routes, choke points, and potential ambush sites. Above them, add another layer. The Trinetra platform turns a limited line of sight into a wider picture.
Bhairav Battalion will be doing its drills. These drills show the deadly accuracy of the Bhairav Battalion. We will be seeing the AK-203 in action, the deadly precision of this battalion, and most importantly, the important firing drills that are taking place. The AK-203 with ambidextrous shooting positions, wherein they will be changing hands and interchanging. Bhairav Battalion is the compact light commando unit of the Indian Army, created to fight hybrid multi-domain warfare in a high-speed, technology-heavy operation, especially along the LOC and LSC. Each battalion has roughly 250 soldiers. It integrates drones, electronic warfare, and precision weapons, and sits between the paramilitary and SF. All of this being done in a way that has never been seen before in the Indian Army. This designed for high-speed offensive operations, cross-border raids, deep reconnaissance and disruption missions for tactical and operational depth, including grey zone and escalation control scenarios. Trained for hybrid warfare, conventional ISR and a multitude of other operations, the Bharat Battalion is the newest addition in the Indian Army.
Fire and move is the heart of offensive infantry tactics. One element fixes the enemy with accurate fire, while another element shifts position to gain advantage or close in. This is Bhairav's night signature: stealth, control. For Bhairav, the drill is repeated until it becomes reflex. Distances, timing, arcs of fire, everything is measured. The aim is to advance without losing control, even when rounds are meant to be flying back.
Sir, could you help me understand why the Bharat Battalion has been conceptually created and what specific roles does it play in the Indian Army?
Bharat Battalion has been raised as a multi-domain specialized battalion, and this battalion can operate in any terrain, in any kind of operation situation, which is across the border or inside the country. So this is what the concept of creating this battalion, and this is what the aim of this battalion.
Sir, could you help me understand how is the Bharat Battalion different from the infantry and para-SF forces that were already present in the Indian Army?
Let me tell you, our all forces, let it be infantry, SF, we all are trained, and so the Bharat Battalion. So it is only the weapon system and the training methodology which make us little bit different from the others. Like we are specialized in multi-domain operation. So that is what the difference between us and the other forces.
Sir, the Bharat Battalion has been conceptualized in a very short time and has been operationalized in a very short time. This lightning speed, does it also reflect in the operations of the Bharat Battalion?
No doubt, the main aim of this Bharat Battalion is to operate swiftly with no time frame, that is quickest time frame. And the three principles that we have envisaged for our Bharat Battalion, that is stealth, intelligence and discipline. And same time we work on the another three principles: surprise, speed and shock action.
And what type of training different from other battalions does Bharat Battalion get?
So we are under this training of around 6 months something, and we are heavily training, and we are now we have been given latest weapons and new technologies, and we are working on it. We are constantly improving upon it, and I am very sure with all this modern equipment and technology, our precision has increased, and we will be definitely going to succeed in any kind of tasks we will be allotted to us.
So the Bharat Battalion is a very tech-heavy battalion wherein we are seeing drones, multiple types of radio sets and everything being incorporated. How has this technology affected the effectiveness of the Bharat Battalion?
See, the idea of Bhairav is of a small team, and that small team is of self-contained. We are capable enough that any kind of problem comes, we will be able to solve it with our own weapon and our own equipments only. So we don't need to go to any other arms and ask for anything. We are well equipped, and this has leads us to more precise operation, and definitely this is going to help us in all kind of problem we are facing.
And discipline decide the first moves of any operation. From song and war cry to silent patrols and live fire drills, this battalion is being molded for a battlefield where information, speed and coordination are as important as courage under fire. A formation designed to operate independently across domains and in the shortest possible time frames. Bhairav is still in training, but its message is already clear.
विशाल है तू भैरव महाकाल है, हाथ में त्रिशूल धरे तांडव विकराल है, काल का कोलाहल तेरे डमरू की ताल है, धर्म की रक्षा करे देश की तू ढाल है। हाथ है विशाल है तू भैरव महाकाल है, हाथ में त्रिशूल धरे तांडव विकराल है, काल का कोलाहल तेरे डमरू की ताल है, धर्म की रक्षा करे देश की तू ढाल है।
The world stands on the threshold of a new era. An era where battlefields know no borders. And victory belongs not merely to the powerful, but to the prepared.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stand by!
Across land, sky, sea, and cyberspace, a new force is emerging. Rooted in tradition and future ready. From the Himalayas to the Thar, every step of the Indian Army shapes the destiny of rising India. Founded in honor, driven by innovation, committed to Viksit Bharat 2047. Indian Army, strength through self-reliance. Under the guidance of the Supreme Commander, the Indian Army is emerging as a modern and self-reliant force. A force where knowledge, data, drones and cutting-edge technology moves in lockstep with every soldier. Once reliant on imports, India today stands as a manufacturer and exporter of cutting-edge defense systems. Across the Thar, Arunachal and Ladakh, every weapon system bears the mark of indigenous strength. The precision of BrahMos, the unwavering shield of Akash, and destruction of the enemy's designs by Akash Tir. Together, they echo the voice of a new, self-reliant India. When terror crossed the line of control,
आतंकियों ने हमारी बहनों का सिंदूर उजाड़ा था, इसलिए भारत ने आतंक के ये हेडक्वार्टर्स उजाड़ दिए।
India responded, not with anger, but with resolve and precision. Operation Sindoor was a declaration. India delivered justice, not vengeance. Indigenous drones mapped the terrain. Loitering munitions tracked hostile hideouts. And when the moment came, the strike was swift, unseen and decisive.
भारत आतंकवाद के खिलाफ जब भी कोई कार्रवाई करेगा तो आतंकवादियों और उनके आकाओं के लिए सरहद पार की जमीन भी सुरक्षित नहीं रहेगी.
Every war, every mission, every exercise is a testament to India's integrated might. Land, air, and ocean. 3 frontiers moving as one. This is India's united strength.
As we step deeper into the decade of transformation, the Indian Army is undergoing structural and doctrinal reforms, guided by the principles of jointness, Atmanirbharta and innovation.
Today, battlefields extend far beyond terrain into networks, satellites, and cyberspace. In command centers that never sleep, data becomes the new battleground, and information the mightiest weapon. Cyber warriors neutralize threats before they reach our borders. Quantum labs and AI cells predict enemy intent. This is India's vigilant, technological, and decisive army. From frontiers to leadership, women now stand shoulder to shoulder at every level. They lead with clarity, courage, and unshakable conviction. Beyond borders and battlefields, the Indian Army stands as the nation's first responder. In floods, earthquakes, and other natural disasters, soldiers become protectors, not just for the nation, but for humanity. The Army not only safeguards lives, it builds futures. Through Army Goodwill Schools and Vibrant Villages program, every soldier embodies trust, and the Army, a bridge that turns dream into reality. From the highest solar grades to the protection of fragile ecosystems, the Army leads the march of sustainable development. The roads built by the Indian Army become the pathways of connection and corridors of prosperity. On the field, from Mission Olympics to Paralympics, soldiers transform discipline into medals. Across UN missions, their blue helmets shine as beacons of India's honor. Committed to the ideals of the United Nations, India's experience and leadership play a key role in shaping global peace.
I really thank India for bringing together what I call the family of peacekeeping.
Through joint exercises and global partnerships, the Indian Army builds a foundation of trust across the world. And with every greeting extended by the Army Chief, India's message resonates clearly. In preparedness lies peace, and in friendship lies strength. India's strength is not aggression, it is assurance. Not conquest, but confidence. In war or in peace, India stands firm. The guardian of stability, the fortress of strength, and the torchbearer of self-reliant power. This is the Indian Army. Modern, unstoppable, building the nation. And forever, the guardians of India's future. Indian Army. Strength through self-reliance.
R pure सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आरबीओ मसाला।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. And they won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force. So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. And that doesn't mean boots on the ground, but it means hitting them very, very hard where it hurts. So we don't want that to happen. There have been cases like this where President Obama totally backed down. But this is something pretty incredible that's happening in Iran. It's an amazing thing to watch. They've done a bad job. They've treated their people very badly, and now they're being paid back. So let's see what happens. We're watching it.
U.S. has proven its military capacity in Operation Midnight Hammer, where the United States military bombed Iran's nuclear facilities. U.S. B-2 stealth bombers, which flew a secretive and historic long-range mission, dropped 14 massive ordnance penetrators, also known as bunker buster bombs, on 3 critical Iranian nuclear sites: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. As the situation between the U.S. and Iran escalates further, Israel's official state aircraft, Wing of Zion, has departed from Nevatim Air Force Base. The aircraft, which contains
from Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching Republic TV. This is Shivam Dutt Mehta, and in this bulletin we'll get you all the national and international top stories. But first up, the headlines. Defence Procurement Board approves the proposal to purchase 114 Rafale fighter jets from France. Congress MLA ignites political storm for justifying rape. BJP hits back. Congress MLA Phul Singh, who made crass remarks on women, seen with Rahul Gandhi. Centre puts an end to 10-minute delivery promises by quick commerce platforms. Republic brings you plight of gig workers. Government of India blocks 242 illegal betting and gambling website links. All right, viewers, we are getting a big breaking news right now at this moment, and this is from West Bengal. And these are the visuals, as you can see. From West Bengal, locals have blocked Beldanga NH12 over migrant workers' death in Jharkhand. Now, the traffic has been disrupted and protests erupt in Murshidabad over the alleged murder of Alauddin Sheikh, a Bengali worker in Jharkhand. Now, Sheikh's family and locals have blocked National Highway 12 and the Sialda Railway Division track at Beldanga, and they have even set tires ablaze. So, a migrant worker from Beldanga in Murshidabad, identified as Alauddin, died under suspicious circumstances in Jharkhand, and this is a response to that. Now, there are protests happening and highway has been blocked, and these are the exclusive visuals on your television screen of the highway being blocked. Now, Alauddin was a hawker. He was a street peddler in Jharkhand to support his family back home, and his body was found hanging in a locked room in his rented accommodation. This protest is in response to that. Now, this protest is happening where locals have blocked Beldanga NH12 over migrant workers' death in Jharkhand. The traffic has been disrupted. The protests erupted in Murshidabad over the alleged murder of Alauddin Sheikh, who is a Bengali worker in Jharkhand. Now, Sheikh's family, locals have blocked National Highway 12 and also the Sialda Railway Division track at Beldanga, and they have set tires ablaze. Now, initially, the body was found hanging in a locked room in a rented accommodation, according to Jharkhand police. Now, locals here believe that the attack was linked to hostile treatment of Bengali-speaking migrant workers outside the state, including being branded as Bangladeshis. This is what they allege, and this is protest in response to the death of Alauddin Sheikh. And he was, as per them, he was branded as Bangladeshi, and that's the reason they are facing violence. The Bengali-speaking migrant workers are facing violence in other states. This is what the protesters are alleging. The family is alleging. Allegations spread that Alauddin was targeted and assaulted because of his identity and origin. This is what they're protesting for, as per the protesters. And these are the latest visuals on your screen. They can be seen blocking the highway. This is the National Highway NH12, which has been blocked by the protesters in Beldanga. Not just the highway, even the railway, Sialda Railway Division track at Beldanga was also blocked by the protesters, and even the tires were set ablaze by the protesters. The protesters are demanding a thorough investigation. They want a strict action against those who are responsible. They are asking for a government compensation for the family and a mechanism to protect the migrant workers from West Bengal who go and work in other parts of the country. Latest visuals, exclusive visuals on your television screen of NH12 being blocked by the protesters in response to the death of a migrant worker in Jharkhand. The traffic has been disrupted. This also is another visual of that they have blocked the entire highway. Protests have erupted in Murshidabad over the alleged murder of Alauddin Sheikh, who was a Bengali-speaking worker in Jharkhand. The Sheikh's family and locals have blocked National Highway 12 and the Sialda Railway Division track at Beldanga. The locals believe that he was attacked because he was a Bengali-speaking migrant worker and also because he was branded as a Bangladeshi. All right, let's listen into what Sampit Patra has said.
NH12 को रोक दिया गया है, सारी रेल सर्विस ठप पड़ी हुई है। क्या भारत का हिस्सा नहीं है? क्या लोग NH12 पे चल नहीं सकते? ट्रेन जलाई जा रही है तो ममता बनर्जी उसे जस्टिफाई कर रही है। वो कह रही है ये नाराजगी है माइनॉरिटीज की। अभिषेक बनर्जी से पूछा जाता है तो वो कहते हैं नाम कटेगा तो प्रोटेस्ट तो होगा ही। और इतना ही नहीं, आप सब हमारे बंधु हैं। You are the fourth pillar of democracy. If we are a pillar of democracy as the legislature, you are one of the pillars of democracy to uphold.
Listening to Sampit Patra, who was speaking on this issue and especially the protest that is happening and the blocking of the highways and also the railway tracks by the protesters. And they are alleging that the person who was killed in Jharkhand was killed because of his religious identity and also because he was a Bengali-speaking migrant worker. All right, we have Shishir Bajoria with us to speak on the issue. Mr. Bajoria, you're looking at the visuals. They have blocked an entire highway. They are blocking a railway track also. What do you have to say? Now, they are alleging that a Bengali-speaking migrant was attacked, but we all know what's happening in West Bengal and the issue of illegal migration infiltration and how from West Bengal these illegal infiltrators reach other parts of the country, Mr. Bajoria.
Well, it's very unfortunate that Bengal has become a gateway for illegal foreign workers, migrant workers. And the party in power, in the government, they support this. Now, the other issue now in Bengal, there's hardly any jobs left in Bengal. So if when people do cross into Bengal border, they come to India, then they go all over the country to looking for jobs because Bengal can offer them nothing. And this thing of blocking the highway and blocking the rail track, let me remind the public viewers, this is the protest which Mamata Banerjee had done when she was the opposition leader. He had blocked the national highway for a good 10, 12 days to protest against Tata Motors. So this is, after all, it's only her party. It's her people. This is the example she had said when long back when she was opposition leader. Today she is repeating it. Her people are repeating it. Now when they say migrant workers, but these are migrant workers not from the country. These are migrant workers from across the border. These are not Indians.
All right, Mr. Bajoria, but does BJP has a plan to tackle all of this when we see protesters coming out in such a large number? And as per you, I'm quoting your words, he was not a migrant worker from within the country. He was he might have been an illegal infiltrator from Bangladesh, and possibly all those who are protesting are in support of that illegal infiltrator. So that means there has been a big demographic change also in West Bengal, including Assam. What's the counter? What's the reaction? What's the action plan that BJP has with it?
The action plan is the following. In Bengal, in April, most likely in April, our elections are coming. This time, the ouster of Trinamool is definite. When BJP government comes, all these issues will get sorted out, number one. Number two, the SIR which is happening, why is my Honorable Chief Minister protesting against SIR? Because she knows that these illegal voters, because if they are not Indians, they are illegal voters, their names will be struck off. They are trying their best to match them with other Indian names. These are the steps. We have to take steps which is prescribed in our constitution. We have to be removed from the voters list, which is happening. And finally, the people of Bengal, it's definite, are going to reject them in the month of April.
All right, Mr. Shishir, thanks for your insight on what's unfolding in West Bengal and also the issue of illegal infiltration in West Bengal. All right, viewers, let's move on to our next top story. Big breaking news that we are getting right now at this moment. Congress MLA Phul Singh Baraiya's controversial statement. A statement by Congress MLA Phul Singh Baraiya has sparked controversy in Madhya Pradesh politics, where Baraiya has said that if you see a beautiful girl, your mind can get distracted and incidents like rape can occur. So controversial remark and I'll also say casteist remarks by MLA Phul Singh. He was targeting women, especially from the SC, OBC community, ST community. And shocking remarks by a leader, by a Congress leader who is a public representative, who represents Congress, and he's justifying rape, and he says pilgrimage equals sexual intercourse with an SC girl, an SC woman. And he says also, he goes on, I quote him, he says, no beautiful girl in SC, ST and OBC communities, and he's trying to justify rape of SC, ST, OBC women. All right, we have Satya Vijay with us to speak on the issue. All right, Satya Vijay, इस तरीके का मैं कहूंगा निचलतम स्तर का जो उन्होंने कमेंट किया है, जो टिप्पणी करी, इससे नीचे तो कोई इंसान गिर नहीं सकता। इसको लेकर कांग्रेस की तरफ से कोई एक्शन अभी तक भी नहीं हुआ है। उल्टा वो राहुल गांधी के साथ नजर आते हैं ऐसे बड़े बड़े लीडर। राहुल गांधी जाते हैं, यात्राओं पर जाते हैं, मतलब पानी का मुद्दा उठाने। ऐसे नेता को तो तुरंत निकालना चाहिए। क्या अपडेट है इस पर? कांग्रेस की तरफ से कोई प्रतिक्रिया है क्या? सत्य विजय,
बहुत ही शर्मनाक ये स्टेटमेंट सामने आया है, जिसमें वो साफ तौर पर महिलाओं के प्रति विवादित बयान दे रहा है। वो ये कह रहे हैं कि कहीं भी खूबसूरत लड़की दिख जाती है तो मन विचलित हो सकता है, रेप हो सकता है। इसके अलावा वो धार्मिक ग्रंथों का जिक्र कर रहे हैं और उसको कोट करके कह रहे हैं कि शेड्यूल कास्ट की जो लड़कियां होती हैं उनके साथ रेप करने से तीर्थ का पुण्य मिलता है। इस तरह का शर्मनाक बयान कांग्रेस विधायक द्वारा दिया गया। इसको लेकर कुछ देर पहले जब राहुल गांधी यहां पर इंदौर में थे, हमने उनसे भी सवाल किया, लेकिन वो सवाल अनसुना करके निकल गए। यहां वो इंदौर में दूषित पानी से पीड़ितों से मिलने आए थे, लेकिन फूल सिंह बरैया का जो स्टेटमेंट है उसको लेकर हर तरफ से विरोध हो रहा है। बीजेपी के तरफ से विरोध हो रहा है। मुख्यमंत्री मोहन यादव साफ तौर पर कह रहे हैं कि राहुल गांधी मध्य प्रदेश आए थे, उन्हें अपने विधायक को लेकर स्पष्ट कदम उठाना चाहिए, निष्कासन करना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये जो मानसिकता है फूल सिंह बरैया की, जिसमें कि वो एक महिलाओं को कोट करके जिस तरह का उन्होंने स्टेटमेंट दिया है, उसकी चारों तरफ से जो है उसकी निंदा तो हो ही रही है, चाहे वो ब्राह्मण समाज हो, चाहे वो बाकी लोग हों। लेकिन कांग्रेस का भी स्टैंड क्लियर नहीं है। राहुल गांधी से सवाल किया गया, लेकिन वो बिना सुने, उस जवाब दिए बिना यहां से निकल गए।
लेकिन अब ये देखिए, कल को सत्य विजय, मेन बात ये है कि कल को ये बीजेपी को किस मुद्दे पर आके घेरेंगे। जब ये अगर ये जातिवाद का मुद्दा अगर कोई उठाता है तो कांग्रेस पार्टी उठाती है, रिजर्वेशन की बात करती है, और इनके एमएलए इस तरीके के बयान दे रहे हैं। राहुल गांधी के साथ देखे गए थे, ये भी है। बीजेपी के रिस्पॉन्सेस के बारे में भी जरा बताइएगा।
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल। राहुल गांधी जब आज इंदौर पहुंचे तो एयरपोर्ट पर तमाम बड़े नेता जो है, वो चाहे दिग्विजय सिंह हो, जीतू पटवारी हो, सभी नेता थे और फूल सिंह बरैया भी वहां पर मौजूद थे। जो तस्वीर हम अपने चैनल पर दिखा रहे हैं वो बिल्कुल प्रमाणित तस्वीर है। हालांकि मैं लगातार 4 बार फूल सिंह बरैया को उनके नंबर पर, जो उनका नंबर है,
सत्य विजय, आप हमारे साथ बने रहिए। वी आर गेटिंग अ बिग ब्रेकिंग न्यूज राइट नाउ एट दिस मोमेंट। Another big breaking news that we are getting, Satya Vijay, stay on. Getting that big breaking news. The Congress MLA did not stop here. And he also claimed that there are no beautiful girls in the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other backward classes communities, making serious and controversial claims regarding religious texts. As per him, he was quoting religious texts. God knows from where he was reading. The MLA gave another shocking statement during the conversation. As per him, he was citing religious scriptures. He said that it is written in religious texts that if someone cannot go on a pilgrimage, they can attain the same merit by having, I'm sorry, I have to quote this all. He said that by having a sexual intercourse with women from the SC, ST, OBC community. He did not stop there. Apart from saying that the girls are not beautiful from SC, ST, OBC community, he went on to say that as per religious texts, if you can't go to a pilgrimage, you should have sex with a woman from SC community. This was said by Phul Singh. All right, viewers, we're getting another big breaking news right now at this moment. And if these despicable remarks were not enough, the Congress MLA was even seen with Rahul Gandhi, leader of opposition, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi. Now, BJP national spokesperson Shehzad Poonawalla has condemned the statements as shameful, shocking, accusing the Congress of insulting Hindu faith, Hindu Astha, women and SC/ST communities, while alleging that the MLA is being patronized and shielded by Rahul Gandhi, implying top-level sanction for such despicable views amid the party's Save the Constitution campaign. The comments, which also demeaned the appearance of women from marginalized groups and questioned why rapes occur despite a lack of beauty, have been labeled misogynistic and anti-Dalit and reflective of a perverted mindset by critics, intensifying demands for accountability from Congress leadership. Now, the controversial remarks by Madhya Pradesh Congress MLA Phul Singh Baraiya have sparked widespread outrage as he appeared to be justifying rape by claiming that beautiful girls can distract a man and linking sexual violence against, especially, I repeat, especially against women from SC/ST and OBC communities to distorted interpretations of religious scriptures. All right, to speak on this issue, we have Vrinda Adige on a phone line to speak on this issue. A shocking, Vrinda, shocking comment made by a Congress MLA, a Congress leader. What will be your first take on such a horrific remark, I would say? Nobody can stoop to a lower level than this. He's comparing a pilgrimage to having a sexual intercourse with an SC/ST OBC woman. Brinda.
This fellow should be ashamed of himself, and everybody who voted this fellow into power should also hang their heads in shame. Despicable pervert. He's nothing but a pervert sitting in a position of power as an elected representative. Deplorable statement, quoting or citing some text which I don't think is there anywhere, in any Hindu text for that matter, anywhere else, that a pilgrimage can be equated to raping somebody, and then making unconstitutional statements, criminal statements, that women from the Dalit community are not pretty and beautiful, and they can be raped at any given point of time. He's not only trivializing rape, but he is talking in such a derogatory manner about women from the community. How dare he speak like this? I hope Rahul Gandhi will dismiss this fellow immediately, not only from the party, but ask him to step down from his position. We can't have these kind of...
Brinda, I would like to button in between. I would like to show you the picture. It's on our television screen. This man, as you call him a pervert, he is with Rahul Gandhi. You can see on the screen, Rahul Gandhi is walking with him, shoulder to shoulder. This is the Congress leadership coming together, walking together. And does Rahul Gandhi not know he has made such a remark for women, especially the agenda of politics which the Congress is leading, the caste-based politics the Congress is doing, and this man walks with Rahul Gandhi and he says that if you can't go on a pilgrimage, okay, let's rape SC women. You get the same thing.
Absolutely obnoxious. Obnoxious. If Rahul Gandhi doesn't know about it, I hope his closest aides and friends will explain to him and tell him that this is what this man has done. Forget walking with him. He is not supposed to stand anywhere where that shadow of that fellow will fall. And let us also put on record that we have had politicians and leaders from every party. No party is excused. Every party who have trivialized sexual assault, abuse, molestation and sexual predators. They have been apologetic to rape and sexual violence on women. And that said, that doesn't mean that we make these comparisons and say that this guy can also speak like this. I would expect that Rahul Gandhi sets an example by saying, this guy no longer can be part of my team. My team that talks about constitution and upholding women's rights cannot have someone speaking so derogatorily about women, because that is not what my constitution stands for. Or he must also say my party does not stand for these kind of remarks that are not only criminal but deplorable, despicable, and these perverts cannot be part of a party that is talking about upholding women and women's rights.
Thanks, Brinda. These statements should be condemned in strong words because as far as we know, such statements might lead to more rape, especially for the SC, OBC and ST women. Thanks a lot to speak on this issue. All right, viewers, let's move on to our next top story. On January 14, 2026, an irate mob allegedly led or joined by local TMC, Trinamool Congress MLA Monirul Islam and supporters vandalized the BDO, the Block Development Office in Farakka during an ongoing SIR hearing. Now, protesters claimed harassment of ordinary citizens, particularly from minority communities, through repeated notices and alleged bias as per them in deleting names. The attack ransacked the electoral registration officer's chamber, injured poll officials and micro-observers, damaged property, the government property, and forced suspension of hearings. An FIR was registered under relevant sections of the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita and Prevention of Damage to Public Property Act. Initially, 2 to 5 arrests were made because they were damaging the public property, and they were, in the name of protest, they were damaging public property, blocking highways and railway tracks. Though the FIR did not name the MLA, despite his reported presence, the MLA was leading and he wasn't reported. His name was not in FIR. The incident has sparked outrage, with the BJP accusing TMC leaders and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee of instigating violence to derail the SIR process in West Bengal and protect bogus voters. Especially, they have mentioned the bogus voters are actually the illegal immigrants from Bangladesh who have found a refuge in West Bengal, have found a shelter in West Bengal. Bogus voters often implying illegal immigrants in border districts like Murshidabad. Now, demands arose for Central Forces deployment to ensure the process continues safely. About 55 micro-observers withdrew from duties, citing security concerns of threats. Because of threats, they withdrew. The unrest spread the next day, January 15, to Chakulia in Uttar Dinajpur, where another BDO office was attacked. So they are attacking BDO offices. They are setting the offices on fire, vandalizing and injuring. They have injured a police inspector also critically amid stone pelting. They pelted stones on the police. Similar protests blocked highways. For example, they have blocked the highway in Beldanga, in Murshidabad. They have halted trains. They have blocked railway tracks. The train is stuck on the railway track. It can't move because the protesters have blocked the railway track. Thousands are there. Thousands and thousands of protesters are on the streets, and violent protesters, violent mob on streets, taking the law and order situation in their own hands, escalating political tensions now over voter list integrity in West Bengal's border regions. So who is allowing all this to happen? Why is police not strictly dealing with these violent mobs, these protesters, these pelters? The Election Commission has directed strict action, FIRs and enhanced security, while TMC leaders like Abhishek Banerjee criticized the SIR as targeted harassment without public disclosure of discrepancies. So these are the visuals of the protests also that are happening, and many protesters are on the streets. They are blocking highways. They are attacking BDO offices. They are setting BDO offices on fire. They are attacking police officers. They are injuring police officers. And this is from West Bengal. Especially the TMC party is protesting against SIR, and they allege that migrants, especially a few community members of a community, are especially targeted in the SIR process, and thus the protests are happening. So is the TMC shielding the protesters? Because we can't see a major crackdown or a major action on them, especially if TMC leaders are leading the mob. There should be an action against the protesters and also the MLA, the leaders of Trinamool Congress. So on January 14, 2026, an irate mob allegedly led or joined by local TMC MLA Monirul Islam and supporters vandalized the BDO office. All right, we have our executive editor Niranjan with us from the newsroom. Niranjan, shocking visuals on the screen. As you can see, they have taken the law and order situation in their own hands. They allege that they are being targeted, but the BJP says a major part of this are the illegal migrants who have come from Bangladesh. What do you have to say on this?
Well, the BJP held a news conference this morning talking about the different incidents of violence While we talk about Bengal, I think the Prime Minister is in Bengal, so we'll go across live and breaking because the Prime Minister has a big day in Bengal and Assam today. Starts with unveiling of several projects and then addresses the people of Bengal as well. Going across straight to the pictures of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister unveiling railway projects. Several new trains are being introduced in Bengal today. And he will be in Bengal till 6 p.m. That's when he goes to Assam. There is a Vande Bharat sleeper train that is being flagged off, and those are live pictures coming in of the Prime Minister who is in Bengal. He's got a packed day. Flagging of 7 new trains today, including the country's first Vande Bharat sleeper from Malda in Bengal. And he's expected to address the people of Bengal as well today. At some point there will be an address. He will be dedicating a few projects, laying the foundation stone for multiple rail and road infrastructure projects. These are big projects and will be valued at over 3,000 crore. I'm handing it back to you for now. We'll get you the live pictures and we'll go across to some of those pictures that come in. There's a live coverage as well. While we are covering the story of Bengal, today's been an interesting day when you had the violence, pictures of the violence that came in from different parts of Bengal, in Farakka, in Murshidabad, and Beldanga, pictures that came in. And the BJP just held a news conference while the pictures of the violence come in. These are pictures of the Prime Minister now in Bengal. He is unveiling the Vande Bharat sleeper between Howrah and Guwahati. And that is a little later. Now from Malda, this is the country's first Vande Bharat sleeper. I'm handing it back to you for now. The moment the unveiling is done, we'll go back to those pictures of the violence that we were on. These are pictures that came in with the latest situation in Beldanga. Back to you for now.
Narendra Modi, as you can see there, latest exclusive visuals because an important visit, PM Modi is there and a Vande Bharat sleeper train will be flagged off today. In a short while, the visuals will be on your television screen. These exclusive live visuals, as you can see right now, PM Modi interacting with students from West Bengal, in Malda, in West Bengal, on your television screen. So, PM Modi is in West Bengal, is all set. PM Modi is all set to flag off the first Vande Bharat sleeper train. I repeat, sleeper Vande Bharat train of the Indian Railways. It will run from Malda town in West Bengal today. The inaugural Vande Bharat sleeper train will be running between Howrah in West Bengal and it will, the last station will be Kamakhya, that is Guwahati in Assam. It will be an all air-conditioned train which aims to make overnight train journeys faster and give the passengers a more premium experience and comfortable experience for the passengers. The Vande Bharat sleeper train will be loaded with 16 air-conditioned coaches, including 11 AC 3-tier coaches, 4 AC 2-tier coaches, and a single first AC coach with an overall passenger carrying capacity of 823 passengers. All right. Time to slip into a short commercial break, but coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, PM Modi is in West Bengal and is set to flag off the Vande Bharat sleeper train. Coming up next.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरी राजा, राजा मसाला।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before.
Highway blocked in Bengal over alleged killing of migrant worker. Violence and stone pelting reported in Beldanga. BJP takes on Mamta government for promoting a violence amid Beldanga. Violence calls out a law and order in the state. Political violence in West Bengal over SIR. A BDO office vandalized, SIR forms torn and burnt. BJP flags infiltration crisis on Bengal-Karnataka train route to Railway Ministry, says national security being compromised. Big boost to Indian defence. Proposal to acquire 114 Rafale jets cleared. Congress MLA Phul Singh justifies rape, uses casteist slurs to target women. No word from Congress top brass on MLA's shameful remark. Rahul Gandhi, in fact, is seen with Phul Singh in Madhya Pradesh. All right, viewers, we're getting some breaking news at this hour. Bihar Municipal Corporation elections in Mumbai, they have triggered fears of resort politics, with sources now claiming that Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena factions plans to sequester its 29 winning corporators at a hotel in Bandra for the next 3 days. And this is to thwart a potential poaching attempts by Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena. Now, the BJP-Shinde alliance secured a clear majority with 118 seats in the 227-member House, surpassing the 114 mark needed for control and ending nearly 3 decades of Thackeray's dominance in the body. Meanwhile, the opposition bloc, including Shiv Sena and MNS, they only could acquire, in fact, 98 seats, with speculations now going round that AIMM's 8 seats could also be quoted for support, potentially narrowing the effective majority dynamics amid horse trading concerns as parties now gear up to elect the mayor and form the administration. All right, that's the breaking news we're getting in as far as the BMC election results are concerned. Now allegations over the fears of poaching are in fact coming forward. That's the breaking news viewers are covering at this moment for you. Shiv Sena, in fact, is hiding its corporators. There are fears that the poaching attempts could be made from the other side. This is, in fact, politics getting ugly right after BMC elections. Remember, in this election, it was a Maha Yuti that swept, in fact, the civic body elections. And now there are fears, there are allegations of poaching coming to light from the state. Shinde camp, in fact, in resort over fears of poaching. Now, Shinde Sena is hiding its corporators in a Bandra hotel is the latest that we know. The scale of the fears is so high that they've resorted to now hiding their corporators in an hotel, in fact. All right, viewers, that's the latest we're getting in right after Mahayuti swept BMC polls just yesterday. Now, there are allegations coming, fears of poaching attempts coming to light. In fact, we're given to understand. All right, my colleague Alisha is now joining live on this. Alisha, do tell us about these recent allegations and fears of poaching attempt coming to light right after BMC election victory, which was in fact taken up by Mahayuti.
Well, yes, what we know from our sources that it's a Shiv Sena led by Eknath Shinde who is going to keep all its winning candidates in a hotel in Bandra, and this is in fear of there could be a poaching from the Uddhav Sena side, because if you look at the numbers, because it's all about the numbers, and especially as far as BJP and Shiv Sena are concerned, they have the magical numbers of about 118. But as far as Uddhav Sena is concerned, where they have 64, and they are also in touch with the Congress, which is the Maharashtra Mahavikas Aghadi Alliance, the Congress, which has at least 24 corporators as far as Bihar Mumbai Corporation is concerned. So they are, of course, in touch with her. Not only that, but they are also seeking support from AIMIM, which is it's not that possible. But of course, looking at the ideology with the Congress, so it is highly possible that it could be they're going to extend from the outside, is what we know from our sources. So which is why, as a precautionary measure, where Eknath Shinde is going to keep all its 29 winning candidates to an hotel for the next 3 days in Bandra.
Right, Alisha, but I just said, it is a game of numbers at this point, and with the comfortable A118, in fact, looking in the Mahayuti camp, do you think it is possible that the other side could, in fact, now take it on from this side?
Well, nothing that we can predict as far as Maharashtra politics is concerned. We have been witnessing such a defection since 2014 and 2019, and now in 24 also, where many of, whether it was MLA who was poached and then they have shifted to the other side. Well, we know so far that it is a precautionary measure that has been taken by Eknath Shinde, because it has 29 corporators as far as the Bihar Mumbai Corporation is concerned. So that is where they have decided. It's a late night meeting that happened at Shinde's residence in Thane. Even today, where there was a cabinet meeting that was called by Devendra Fadnavis in Sahyadri guest house, but it was the Eknath Shinde who was not present in the...
All right, Alisha, thank you for joining us and giving us those details. Loads of viewers have breaking news coming in right from the state of West Bengal. Violence, in fact, we're given to understand, has broken out in several parts of the state. These are visuals we're getting you live at this moment about several violent incidents breaking in the state of West Bengal. Remember, these incidents are related to SIR excise as well, and have been happening, in fact, over the past few days. We're getting you visuals of violent incidents breaking out in several parts of West Bengal, which happens, in fact, to be a poll-bound state. Visuals on your screen. That's the latest update we're getting from West Bengal. In fact, you can see how security has also been heightened. Forces, in fact, are getting deployed to several areas, as we're now witnessing several attempts at violent incidents unfolding. So there on your screen, security forces also, in fact, on high alert and getting deployed in several areas. These are visuals coming to light from Beldanga in West Bengal, where violence, in fact, has broken out. And now we're looking at deployment of forces to control these incidents. Remember, it is the violence over SIR which has been taking place in the state over the past few days. In fact, Mamata Banerjee government alleges that SIR is a tool by the centre to steal votes. And now we're looking at several violent incidents breaking out in the poll-bound state. And on your screen right now, you can see how security has been ramped up in the light of those incidents. All right, viewers, We're getting you live visuals exclusively on Republic about the violent incidents which have in fact broken out in the poll-bound state of West Bengal. On your screen, you can see how security has now been ramped up, forces getting deployed in the light of these recent violent incidents that we're now witnessing in West Bengal. Remember, this is SIR-related violence which is taking place in the poll-bound state. And this comes as Mamata Banerjee government continues to allege that SIR is a tool to steal votes by the central government. All right, my executive editor is now joining me on this. Niranjan, do tell us about these latest violent incidents that have broken out in Beldanga in West Bengal, and what is the situation right now?
Well, in fact, we are getting you the live visuals from Bengal. And these are pictures of the security forces securing the railway tracks because there was an attempt to block the tracks. And in the last 24 to 48 hours, there have been specific attempts to target sleeper trains. The Prime Minister just unveiled India's first sleeper Vande Bharat. And following that inauguration, you've had an attempt to block the tracks near Beldanga in Murshidabad. You can see that paramilitary forces and the police here are trying to clear people from the tracks. An attempt made by them to block the tracks, to sleep on the tracks. And the word used, recently in the court judgment in the hearing was mobocracy. And it appears like mobocracy is becoming, the norm in Bengal, with protesters trying to block trains, trying to target trains, trying to stop, movement of trains in the last 24 hours. Some attempts were made even to pelt stones at the trains. And we just saw the pictures that came in from the National Highway as well. National Highway 12 was blocked in Beldanga, Murshidabad. And pictures of that flag march. There's a march on the tracks by paramilitary forces to clear the tracks because there is a clear attempt to engineer violence now. Engineer violence of any kind in Bengal. There has been, related violence in Farakka, in different parts of Bengal. Shivam is also joining us live, and I think we're getting in a response from the BJP as well. We'll go across to that. Priyanka Tibrewal, police is completely quiet, Priyanka. This is complete, mobocracy taking over in Bengal. Police not to be seen, paramilitary forces securing the railway tracks. There seems to be a complete breakdown of law and order.
Absolutely correct. And this was discussed yesterday at the Supreme Court also, when it was mentioned that in Bengal, democracy is being taken over by mobocracy. You see, there was an intel with the RPF today that such kind of stone pelting would be done on the trains. But then if the intel is with the RPF, if the IB knows certain thing is going to happen, why no action by the police? Because all these violence and riots, everything is engineered by the TMC government here. And it is done on the behest of that government. Because it is this same government who is embodying this kind of confidence in these perpetrators that, wearing a lungi and a topi, you can do anything and nobody is going to catch you, which we have witnessed in the past as well. So it is a matter of shame that Bengal, once known for its glorious past, is being, murdered today. Democracy is being killed today under this government.
All right, Priyanka, the other issue, the major issue here is of the demography change that the West Bengal is facing right now at this moment. Now imagine today a highway has been blocked, a railway track has been blocked. What about tomorrow? What are the plans? What is the center doing to tackle the menace that the future might have if you have so many illegal migrants from Bangladesh?
That is exactly the reason that why SIR has become so important for West Bengal. That is exactly the reason that why this TMC government is so much against this. Now you see the EROs and the AEROs, they're refusing to accept Form 7. Even though that there is a direction from the Election Commission yesterday, they have to accept the forms and verifications can be done by them later. But they are running from the office. As soon as the BLAs or the personal electors are going to file these kind of forms, they are not present there. They're running away because there is a clear indication and direction from the state government that do not accept the forms. They want that these perpetrators, these illegal immigrants who have settled here in Bengal, they continue voting for them. Again, I told you that the Lungi Topi Bahini votes for them. That is the reason they don't want that this process should be continued here in Bengal.
But there's also an issue of border fencing, and as per BJP, Sambit Patra also did a press conference today, and he alleged that again and again the border forces, they are asking for a final draft on that. They want finalization on the fencing to be done, but there is a delay in that also. What response to that? Now, there should be some other way to handle the situation in case of TMC or the government not allowing land. There has to be an alternative, Priyanka.
The matter has reached courts also, and I believe courts should strictly put it in writing to the state government that they will have to allocate the lands so that the fencing can be done. I do not understand what kind of privilege is the state government enjoying by asking these perpetrators to enter our country. No nationalist would want that foreigners should enter the country. It is not just a concern, but it is the security of the country which is suffering because one particular chief minister wants to hold on to the power, wants to hold on to her chair by enjoying the vote of foreigners.
Definitely, Priyanka, but it's the local citizens who will be at the receiving end primarily. TMC had its way in various cases, especially also when you focus on the ED raid which was being conducted. Now, Mamata Banerjee herself went to that place. She interfered there also. And now it has been alleged that they're interfering in the process of SIR. These protests in the garb of refusal to follow the SIR process which is being conducted by the Election Commission. So there has to be an alternative, some solution for that also.
Citizens and people of Bengal are already suffering. Why? Because there are no job vacancies.
All right.
Why? Because those who are coming from
all right, I have Mayuk also with me from Bangla Newsroom. Mayuk, over to you.
Well, right now, the visuals that are coming in right now are really grim, and we have Priyanka Tibrewal right now. We have Priyanka Tibrewal right here. Priyanka Tibrewal was also expressing concern. The visuals, if you can see the visuals right now, it's really very, very concerning. We have live shots coming in from Beldanga. Beldanga is the place in Murshidabad which is burning for the last 24 hours, and this is the same place where Humayun Kabir had said that he's going to make the Babri structure. So critical area, sensitive area, Beldanga in Murshidabad, and right now what we are seeing is that the trains have been stopped. The train lines, the signal points have been broken on a day when the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, is in Bengal. He is flagging off the Vande Bharat Express. On the other hand, just in the adjacent district, we can see the visuals, and you can see right now after Centre has written to the state government, after rail department has written to the local police that you take care of the situation, because of the fact that right now the entire stretch of Murshidabad, the Kolkata railway is stopped. Well, right now the visuals which are coming in are from Beldanga. The visuals which are coming in, our reporter Indrashish is in the spot, and mind you, the place where this is happening is Beldanga, the point where the action could have been taken 24 hours ahead of what we are seeing right now. Mamta's police, the state government police, remained a mute spectator. Mamata Banerjee's police remained a mute spectator on a day when this entire arson was going on. Yesterday also we have seen shots. We have seen shots of how the mob created havoc. They beat up reporters. They beat up the locals. And most importantly, this mobocracy is going on for the last 40 hours. Mamata Banerjee just had to say that what I can do. They are flocking in on a Friday, and they are doing all these things. They are aggravated. Why aggravated people should not be taken care of by the police? This is the basic question which Republic Bangla was asking, and you can see the visuals right now. Entire stretch of Murshidabad railway zone is under the mob attack. You can see the visuals right now. Police is trying to clear the place. Our reporter Indrashish is on the spot, and we can see how the entire stretch of Murshidabad is right now under the grip of mobs in Murshidabad. Well, you can see the visuals right now. Two window visuals you can see. On one window, we can see the police trying to disperse the mob from the area. On the other hand, earlier visuals from NH 34, the National Highway 34, where the same thing is happening. Highways being jammed, railway lines being stopped. This is what is happening in Bengal on a day when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is speaking about development, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is speaking about Vande Bharat sleeper trains. Two windows, you can see. On one window, you can see the police is still trying to clear the entire stretch of rail track, and on the other hand, you can see the visuals where the highway has been jammed. The highway, the NH 34, the very crucial to reach the Chicken's Neck, that is being jammed. Well, two windows right now you can see on air. These are live visuals coming in from Beldanga, West Bengal. The second visuals which are coming in, these are visuals from the highway, the National Highway number 34. This highway starts from Damdam in Kolkata and ends in Siliguri. That's the Chicken's Neck. So this is a very crucial highway for the people of India and for the people of West Bengal. Blocking this highway means everything being stopped from going to Siliguri, from going to Dinajpur, from going to Chicken's Neck. How can Mamata Banerjee allow blockage of a very serious highway like NH 34? This highway is not just a pavement or a paved way. This is the point from where you can go straight to Malda, Murshidabad and Siliguri. And this highway ends in a point from where you can go to Bhutan and Nepal also. So it's a very crucial connecting arterial road in Murshidabad, Malda. You can see how mob has just collapsed the entire highway right now. You can see the visuals where police is on the highway. Two visuals coming in. One, the railway line has been stopped. Police trying to clear the rail path. And on the other hand, the NH 34, the national highway, still collapsed by mob. These are visuals from West Bengal where the Chief Minister herself says that, what can I do? The mob is on rampage and West Bengal Chief Minister and its police is sitting duck. Right now, the visuals coming in from Beldanga, mobocracy in Bengal going on, rampant mobocracy. Signals are being broken. The entire stretch is right now under the mob's attack. We can see two visuals right now. The left-hand side visuals are from the railway track where police is trying to disperse the crowd. And on the other hand, the right-hand side where small cars, electronic vehicles have been put on road to jam the entire stretch. Ambulances have also been stopped in several places, though ambulances were later released, but only ambulances. You can see multiple cars standing in NH 34, bullock carts standing in NH 34 of farmers, all of them getting harassed. Tires are being burnt, and this is the visuals. You can see the top visuals. You can see the top visuals where the mob has taken guard of this entire NH 34. Well, we'll go straight into the bite of Sambit Patra, who very aggressively attacked Mamata Banerjee and her police. Let's listen in.
NH 12 को रोक दिया गया है, सारी रेल सर्विस ठप पड़ी हुई है। क्या भारत का हिस्सा नहीं है? क्या लोग NH 12 पे चल नहीं सकते? ट्रेन जलाई जा रही है तो ममता बनर्जी उसे जस्टिफाई कर रही है। वो कह रही है ये नाराजगी है माइनॉरिटीज की। अभिषेक बनर्जी से पूछा जाता है तो वो कहते हैं नाम कटेगा तो प्रोटेस्ट तो होगा ही। और इतना ही नहीं, आप सब हमारे बंधु हैं। You are the fourth pillar of democracy. If we are a pillar of democracy as the legislature, you are one of the pillars of democracy to uphold.
Well, right now what Sambit Patra said was the blockage in NH 12. NH 12 and NH 34, these are the two places where the agitation was going on. And right now some visuals coming in from the exact spot of where our reporter Indrashis is there. We can see the visuals. Now police is waking up. Now police is taking stock of this entire situation. I have Vishaka with me, and from the newsroom in Kolkata, Vishaka is right now. Vishaka, the visuals are really grim, and after 40 hours, the police is awakened and they are doing this entire thing.
And they are trying to say that they're in action mode, but we don't know what they were doing during the entire. Yesterday we saw that Mamata Banerjee said it was Friday. They cannot do anything because a particular creed of people, they are. They were actually spontaneously doing this agitation. They couldn't stop them. Though she knows that she is the Chief Minister of West Bengal, but she didn't know.
Right now we are getting visuals from the two places. One, NH12. NH12 is right now the place from where live visuals are coming in. NH34 is clear right now, and we are getting visuals from the railway track in Beldanga. This is the railway track which comes from Siliguri, Malda and Murshidabad area. So this is a very crucial railway point which is being cleared. You can see the visuals right now. Mobocracy in Bengal is the biggest hashtag right now. Beldanga is burning. Mamata Banerjee and her police is sitting duck, doing nothing. Why this was happening is what Republic asked Mamata Banerjee, and Mamata Banerjee replied when asked about Beldanga. She said that it's a Friday. What can we do? They are aggravated mob. They are being mishandled by the center. We are getting live visuals from Beldanga. We'll slip into a short break and then back to big stories just after a short break.
MDH की देगी मीरज,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मीरज।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. And they won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force. So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. And that doesn't mean boots on the ground, but it means hitting them very, very hard where it hurts. So we don't want that to happen. There have been cases like this where President Obama totally backed down. But this is something pretty incredible that's happening in Iran. It's an amazing thing to watch. They've done a bad job. They've treated their people very badly, and now they're being paid back. So let's see what happens. We're watching it.
U.S. has proven its military capacity in Operation Midnight Hammer, where the United States military bombed Iran's nuclear facilities. U.S. B-2 stealth bombers, which flew a secretive and historic long-range mission, dropped 14 massive ordnance penetrators, also known as bunker.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the shots that are now coming in. There's an outpour of violence in Belanda, West Bengal. The mob has taken over the streets, ladies and gentlemen. These are the live shots that we are tracking, getting you minute-by-minute updates. West Bengal police can be seen marching in Beldanga, Murshidabad, as a crowd spills onto the streets. In fact, 48 hours after the police finally wakes up, there is action in Beldanga. Joining me live is my colleague from Bengal, Mayuk. Mayuk, there's an outpour of violence on the streets. It's complete anarchy in Mamata's West Bengal. Give us the latest updates as to what exactly is happening right now in Beldanga, West Bengal. Mayuk.
Well, right now what we are getting in from our local reporters in Beldanga, Murshidabad is that the mob has totally taken control of the highway and the rail tracks in West Bengal, that's specifically in the Beldanga area. Let me tell you what is the implication of this blockage. If someone blocks this rail track in Murshidabad, Beldanga, then the entire stretch, starting from Siliguri to Murshidabad, the entire train services, it collapses partially. And most importantly, if someone takes control of this NH12, earlier it was called NH34, now the integrated highway line is called National Highway 12. If this National Highway 12 is stopped, there is a blockage in National Highway 12, then the entire stretch from Beldanga to Dinajpur to Siliguri corridor to Chicken Snake, 90% of the vehicles, the movement of the vehicles, that is stopped. So basically there is some intention there. Why they are intentionally blocking highway, why they are intentionally blocking the rail tracks. They know very well that if they block such a crucial rail track in Murshidabad, then the entire North Bengal is detached from the South Bengal. If they collapses the mobility in NH12, the entire stretch starting from Siliguri to the Seven Sisters, this can be hampered. Lots of truck movements are there, the trucks coming in from Kolkata, trying to reach Nagaland, trying to reach Arunachal, Sikkim, Tripura and Assam. All these trucks will be stopped. Food supplies can be affected. So this is not just a dharna, this is not just a gherao. This is a cold-blooded plan to cut off the mobility in Chicken's Neck, to cut off North Bengal from South Bengal. And Mamata Banerjee is doing nothing. Mamata Banerjee is saying that what can I do? We will also play the bite in some time where Mamata Banerjee from yesterday's press conference said that I have nothing to say because it's a Friday. They were gathered, they were aggravated, and they have done all these things. This is the words of our chief minister. You can see the visuals right now. Big story coming in from Republic Bangla, where Murshidabad is being attacked after the anti-CA protest, after we have seen in June last year when Horogobindo Das and Chandan Das were murdered because of a Waqf related protest. And now, without any instigation, this is happening right now. Time and again, Murshidabad is being treated as a separate domain, as a separate country, and Mamata Banerjee does nothing.
Well, absolutely, Mayuk. In fact, the law and order situation in West Bengal is completely deteriorating, and it's going downhill very sharply. You know, there was mob, angry locals and mob burning tires, pelting stones at vehicles, and 48 hours after the entire ruckus erupted in West Bengal is when Mamata's police decided to act. 48 hours after all of this transpired in West Bengal, Mayuk.
Well, yes, absolutely. This entire movement, what they are calling, this is against Mamata Banerjee. And Mamata Banerjee is doing nothing. In fact, Mamata Banerjee, I don't even know whether Mamata Banerjee had already instructed the police or not that this entire string is getting out of the hand. And Mamata Banerjee is sitting in South Kolkata. Mamata Banerjee is giving instructions. Mamata Banerjee is giving philosophical lectures, but not acting. Mamata Banerjee's right now role is to function as an administrator, which Mamata Banerjee is doing, which Mamata Banerjee is not doing. Beldanga is burning. We can see some amount of policemen who are there. And let me remind you all, this is happening at a time when the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, is basically in Malda, which is the adjacent district of Murshidabad. Narendra Modi is right now going to give a speech. Narendra Modi is going to address the people in Bengal. He's also going to inaugurate multiple government programs. But the fact is that all these development issues, are they going to go in vain? That's one of the biggest questions right now.
The BJP has also pointed out to this very concerning point here, Mayuk, that this seems to be a brazen attempt by Mamata-led TMC government in Bengal to turn West Bengal into a state of complete anarchy during high-profile visits. And at this point, this is a matter of, internal national security.
Well, absolutely. I'm again saying, just to give a geographical context, Beldanga is a sensitive point. Beldanga is a strategic point. From Beldanga, one can go straight to Siliguri. From Beldanga, if you drive straight, you can reach the Siliguri corridor or the Chicken's Neck. And the point from where you have to drive is called National Highway number 12. That was earlier called National Highway number 34. This straight away leads to Chicken's Neck. So blocking this national highway is trying to block the movement going to Chicken's Neck, trying to block the movement which is going to North Bengal. On one hand, the highway is being blocked, and on the other hand, the rail service has been blocked. Remember, there is no airport in Murshidabad. So if both the things are being blocked, then no one can come to Kolkata. No one can go to North Bengal. It's a strategic planning. It's a nefarious activity by this mob which Mamata Banerjee is indulging to cut off North Bengal from South Bengal. It's a national threat right now.
Absolutely, Mayuk. Like you correctly pointed out, National Highway 12 is still blocked. The rail gated in Beldanga, Murshidabad is still blocked. By the way the mob is currently moving right now, Mayuk, it can be safe to say that this is not an overnight outrage that's spilled onto the streets. This looks like a very well pre-planned conspiracy that is now standing as a hazard to our internal security at this point.
Well, absolutely. The most important part right now is stopping this mob from going further. This mob, first they block the rail lines, then they block the highways, then they are beating up reporters, they are stopping police from entering the spot. If Mamata Banerjee cannot control the situation, why couldn't she call the Indian Army sitting in Fort William, sitting in the Siliguri garrison? There are plenty of armed forces in and around this area. If Mamata Banerjee is unable to control the situation, it should be right now under the control of the Indian Army or the paramilitary forces. In fact, we have seen in Shamsherganj, still in bordering areas, parts of Shamsherganj, there are CRPF camps because Bengal police was unable to control the mob in that part of the area where Horogobindo Das and Chandan Das got murdered. So if Mamata Banerjee cannot control the mob in Shamsherganj or Beldanga, then the central force has to take action, and central force must be called by Mamata Banerjee police. Why is Mamata Banerjee administration, why is the Chief Secretary not calling the CRPF? Why the Chief Secretary of West Bengal is not calling the Indian Army? Because Bengal police is unable to control this mob. The Chief Minister, the Police Minister herself, the Home Minister of Bengal herself is saying that what can I do? That's one of the biggest reasons for central forces to be called by the Chief Secretary.
Absolutely. In fact, Mayur, BJP leaders like Suvendu Adhikari, they have categorically said that the jungle Raj under Mamata-led TMC government is now out in the open. And the fact that Mamata still refuses to take responsibility of any violence that is transpiring in the state, be it the Beldanga violence that we are now watching the visuals on our screens, there is absolutely no word from TMC. There is absolutely no word from Mamata. And yet, as of now, as per the latest reports that are coming in, the critical highway that connects, the chicken neck is currently blocked by this mob, and yet complete hush-hush from TMC.
Well, right now we have Major General G.D. Bakshi with us. General Bakshi, right now what we are seeing in from Beldanga, this is the place which is very sensitive. The NH12 has been blocked, which leads to the Siliguri corridor. The train line has also been blocked. Don't you think that this is a grave concern for the national security?
It is. We all know what is happening in proximity of the Siliguri corridor. We all know how Bangladesh, in collusion with Pakistan, in collusion with China, is trying to disrupt the Siliguri corridor, create an airfield there to interfere with it, invite the Pakistani delegations of the armed forces, ISI, to stand and view this corridor in preparation for some mischief. And at this time, when Prime Minister is about to visit the state, to create this kind of a mob violence, specifically aimed at cutting the railway line and the connectivity to the Siliguri corridor, is fraught with danger. I think the time has come for the centre to intervene. This cannot be allowed to go unchecked. This is absolute madness.
General Bakshi, let me inform you, sir. Sir, the Prime Minister Modi is already in Malda right now, and it's just 3 hours from where this is happening. So this is 3 hours from Beldanga, where he's sitting right now, and all these things are happening right now.
All the more reason that this is unacceptable behavior on the part of a state which is cognizant of the threat to the Siliguri corridor. And despite that, it indulges or encourages such mob violence to cut off critical strategic communications to a most sensitive sector, the Siliguri corridor, the chicken's neck. How can that be taken lying down? How can that be accepted with equanimity? There seems to be a method in the madness. It's not just trying to how can you stop the Prime Minister from visiting a state? What utter nonsense is this? How can some areas be no for the top executive authority? He is full within his rights to visit the state, and the state, instead of facilitating that visit, instead of felicitating that visit, it goes on a rampage. It encourages crowds to cut strategic communications that link West Bengal to North Bengal, to the Siliguri corridor, no less. How can that be taken lying down? I think we might as well act preemptively to stop such organized chaotic violence.
Well, thank you, General Bakshi. One of the biggest concern right now is national security. This is a moment when the state government should act, but unfortunately, the state government right now is sitting duck, doing nothing. They have sent some police, but after 48 hours, this police have been sent. Antara.
Like you just mentioned, it's just a skeletal presence of the West Bengal police on the streets right now. 48 hours. They took 48 hours to act on a violence of such a scale. We can see the visuals that are coming in. These visuals, of course, has been taken from a vantage point, and we can see how the mob has mobilized there on the streets. And it took Mamata's cops 48 hours to react to these violence. So, of course, it's very clear that it's nothing but a skeletal presence and that the national security at this point is under threat.
Yes, of course, and also we have a former intelligence officer, a former NSG commando, Dipanjan Chakraborty with us. Mr. Chakraborty, this is Mayuk here. Seems like a bigger plan to collapse NH12, collapse the rail track in Murshidabad, which leads to Siliguri corridor, the chicken's neck. Mamta Banerjee is actually indulging the mobocracy in Beldanga. Mr. Chakraborty.
Yeah, it's nothing new. In fact, we are advocating, we are continuously escalating this issue long back. I mean, the thing is, Bengal, particularly 7, 8 districts adjoining to the Bangladesh border, now it's completely controlled by the jihadis and Rohingyas. And the West Bengal government, particularly this, whoever the chief minister of Bengal, even I'm really surprised after taking oath from the constitution, she is the elected chief minister. Now she is directly involved in this thing. She is provoking the minority community, the Rohingyas, the Bangladeshi infiltrators, and she being a home minister of the state also, she is actively deactivated the police force to take action to maintain the law and order. In fact, it's very surprising. It's a shame for us. Yesterday only, she was supporting indirectly to whatever the mob violence and where these Rohingyas, this jihadi, they beaten up a lady reporter of a TV channel badly, molested her. And she was trying to justify that since it's a Friday, Jumma bar, how can I say no to them? I mean, these guys, they are influenced with their whatever the emotion, etc. And she is actively, Mamta Banerjee is actively deactivated police, and the message is going everywhere in Bengal, wherever these jihadis, Rohingyas, or the Islamic fundamentalist groups are involved, police cannot say anything, forget about taking action. In fact, I heard a phone call of that journalist, that lady journalist. She was saying that when I approached the police officer, including the SDPO, etc., they are saying it's beyond our jurisdiction. We cannot tell anything to these hooligans, or they obviously they will not say that they are jihadis or Rohingyas. They are saying hooligans because we are not empowered to do this. And this is the state of Bengal. And I am telling, this is the laboratory test. I was telling this as the dry test or the laboratory test. They are planning to do something major havoc. They are trying to disrupt the SIR process because Mamta Banerjee knows very well if the SIR will go seamlessly in next election, her party will be vanished from West Bengal. And then her obvious destination will be either Tihar jail or Calcutta presidency jail because of the n number of corruptions involving hundreds of thousands of crores. Now she is very desperate, and she is. I mean, everybody knows. A couple of months back, almost 1 year back, there was a video released, and we got the video. In fact, your channel also telecasted, broadcasted it several times, where the Ansarullah Bangla team head, the Al Qaeda Bangla unit, the head, Jasimuddin Rahmani, a certified designated terrorist, he welcomed Mamta Banerjee to join their movement of Sultanate Bangla or Ghazwatul Hind. And openly, Jasimuddin Rahmani invited Mamta Banerjee, the chief minister, elected chief minister of West Bengal, to be a part of this Sultanate Bangla movement. And after that, almost 70, 80 times from your channel, I requested Mamta Banerjee to reject or to deny this, whatever this terrorist he asked him to do. Coming out from India, come out from Mr. Modi's, this, whatever the rule or the dynasty, whatever thing. And till now, there was not a single word from Mamta or her police or her party denying this thing that whatever terrorist leader or designated terrorist, he can say anything, but we are part of India. We are profoundly rejecting the offer or whatever they're saying. They're stupid. But she didn't utter a single word. That means morally she is.
मेंटेनेंस से जुड़ी नई सुविधाएं बनी हैं, इससे बंगाल के नौजवानों को नए अवसर मिलेंगे। साथियों, बंगाल की इस पावन भूमि से आज भारतीय रेल के आधुनिकीकरण की तरफ एक और बड़ा कदम उठाया गया है। आज से भारत में वंदे भारत स्लीपर ट्रेनों की शुरुआत हो रही है। ये नई वंदे भारत स्लीपर ट्रेन देशवासियों के लंबे सफर को और आरामदायक बनाएगी, शानदार बनाएगी, यादगार बनाएगी। विकसित भारत की ट्रेनों ये कैसी होनी चाहिए, इस वंदे भारत स्लीपर ट्रेन में आप साफ साफ नजर आता है। थोड़ी देर पहले मालदा स्टेशन पर मैं कुछ यात्रियों से बातचीत कर रहा था। हर कोई कह रहा था कि इस ट्रेन में बैठकर एक उन्हें अद्भुत आनंद हुआ। कभी हम तस्वीरों में, वीडियो में विदेशों की ट्रेनों को देखकर कहा करते थे कि काश ऐसी ट्रेनें भारत में होती। आज हम उसी सपने को हकीकत में बदलते हुए देख रहे हैं और मैं देख रहा हूं पिछले दिनों विदेशी लोग भारत की मेट्रो की, भारत की ट्रेनों के वीडियो बनाकर दुनिया को बताते हैं कि भारत में रेलवे में किस प्रकार से क्रांति आ रही है। ये वंदे भारत ट्रेन मेड इन इंडिया है। इसे बनाने में हम भारतीयों का पसीना लगा है। देश की ये पहली वंदे भारत स्लीपर ट्रेन मां काली की धरती को मां कामाख्या की भूमि इसको जोड़ रही है। आने वाले समय में पूरे देश में इस आधुनिक ट्रेन का विस्तार होगा। मैं बंगाल को, असम को, पूरे देश को इस आधुनिक स्लीपर ट्रेन के लिए बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। साथियों, आज भारतीय रेल कायाकल्प के दौर से गुजर रही है। रेलवे का बिजलीकरण हो रहा है, रेलवे स्टेशन आधुनिक हो रहे हैं। आज पश्चिम बंगाल सहित देश में 150 से अधिक वंदे भारत ट्रेनें चल रही है। इसके साथ साथ आधुनिक और तेज गति की ट्रेनों का पूरा नेटवर्क बन रहा है और इसका बहुत बड़ा फायदा बंगाल के गरीब और मिडिल क्लास परिवारों को हो रहा है। साथियों, आज बंगाल को 4 और आधुनिक अमृत भारत एक्सप्रेस ट्रेनें मिली हैं। न्यू जलपाईगुड़ी नागरकोइल अमृत भारत एक्सप्रेस, न्यू जलपाईगुड़ी से तिरुचिरापल्ली अमृत भारत एक्सप्रेस, अलीपुर द्वार बेंगलुरु अमृत भारत एक्सप्रेस, अलीपुर द्वार मुंबई अमृत भारत एक्सप्रेस। इससे बंगाल और खास तौर पर उत्तर बंगाल की दक्षिण और पश्चिम भारत से कनेक्टिविटी और सशक्त होगी। विशेष रूप से जो यात्री बंगाल और पूर्वी भारत की यात्रा के लिए देश के अलग अलग हिस्सों से आते हैं, जो गंगा सागर, दक्षिणेश्वर और कालीघाट के दर्शन को आते हैं, जो लोग यहां से तमिलनाडु और महाराष्ट्र जाते हैं, ये अमृत भारत एक्सप्रेस ट्रेनें उनके सफर को और आसान बनाएगी। साथियों, आज भारतीय रेल आधुनिक होने के साथ साथ आत्मनिर्भर भी हो रही है। भारत के रेल इंजन, भारत के रेल के डिब्बे, भारत के मेट्रो कोच, ये सब भारत की टेक्नोलॉजी की पहचान बन रहे हैं। आज हम अमेरिका और यूरोप से ज्यादा लोकोमोटिव्स बना रहे हैं। दुनिया के कई देशों को पैसेंजर ट्रेन्स और मेट्रो ट्रेन्स के कोच का एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं और इन सब के कारण हमारी इकोनॉमी को बहुत लाभ मिलता है, हमारे नौजवानों को रोजगार मिलता है। साथियों, भारत को जोड़ना हमारी प्राथमिकता है, दूरियों को कम करना ये हमारा मिशन है और ये आज के इस कार्यक्रम में भी दिखाई देता है। एक बार फिर आप सभी को इन प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए मेरी तरफ से बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। मुझे यहां पड़ोस में ही एक बहुत बड़े कार्यक्रम में जाना है, वहां बहुत लोग इंतजार कर रहे हैं। जो बातें यहां नहीं बताई हैं वो विस्तार से वहां बताऊंगा और मीडिया का ध्यान भी उस वाले भाषण में ज्यादा होगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
तो पश्चिम बंगाल के
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Prime Minister Modi in Malda addressing his rally, focusing on development projects and criticizing TMC government. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is amidst the ongoing violence in Murshidabad, the visuals of which we just showed it to you on your screens. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll continue tracking the story very, very closely.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force. So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. And that doesn't mean boots on the ground, but it means hitting them very, very hard where it hurts. So we don't want that to happen. There have been cases like this where President Obama totally backed down. But this is something pretty incredible that's happening in Iran. It's an amazing thing to watch. They've done a bad job. They've treated their people very badly, and now they're being paid back. So let's see what happens. We're watching it.
U.S. has proven its military capacity in Operation Midnight Hammer, where the United States military bombed Iran's nuclear facilities. U.S. B-2 stealth bombers, which flew a secretive and historic long-range mission, dropped 14 massive ordnance penetrators, also known as bunker buster bombs, on 3 critical Iranian nuclear sites: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. As the situation between the U.S. and Iran escalates further,
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force. So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hit.
Highway blocked in Bengal over alleged killing of migrant worker. Violence and stone pelting reported in Beladanga. BJP takes on Mamata government for promoting violence amid Beladanga violence, calls out law and order situation in West Bengal. Political violence in Bengal over SIR BDO office. Vandalized, SIR forms torn and burnt. BJP flags infiltration crisis in West Bengal, on the West Bengal Karnataka train route. The railway ministry says national security being compromised. Big boost to Indian defense industry. Proposal to acquire 114 Rafale jets cleared. Boost for the Indian Air Force. Congress MLA Phul Singh justifies rape, uses casteist slurs to target women. No word from Congress top brass on MLA's shameful remark. Rahul Gandhi seen with Phul Singh in Madhya Pradesh. And the AIADMK releases manifesto for Tamil Nadu elections, announced monthly allowance of 2,000 rupees for every head of the family. Straight to West Bengal's Murshidabad, where on the national highway number 12, we are witnessing tensions. It's on the boil, mobocracy on full display. And what we understand is that the skeletal presence of police is being noticed. The spiraling protest comes at a time when Prime Minister Modi visited Malda to flag off the Vande Bharat Express train. Question arising, who is targeting the chicken's neck? Okay, so this is happening around the area, and the SIR issue is being raked up in bid to fuel anarchy. What we see, this violence that is breaking out, the tensions erupting in Beldanga of West Bengal. You can see. Hardly do you see any police presence. You can see a very skeletal presence. They are completely outnumbered. Completely outnumbered. As you can see, what is happening right now in Beldanga, and this is an area in West Bengal, and the locals have blocked the national highway. In fact, we have BJP's Soumitra Khan joining us live on the broadcast. For more, Mr. Khan, how do you react to what's happening in the name of SIR and this happening close to the chicken's neck? That we see that the railway track is blocked and these mobsters have completely outnumbered the security personnel as well.
Actually, the West Bengal's Malda and Murshidabad is open door with Bangladesh. So they target the chicken necks area. तो सबसे बड़ी बात जो है पश्चिम बंगाल में आपका 356 नहीं होने से, क्योंकि पश्चिम बंगाल सीएम 100% along with the मौलवादी कनेक्शन, तो सो उसने वहां पे 356 होना चाहिए पश्चिम बंगाल पे, नहीं तो कम से कम 355 होना चाहिए। ऐसे जैसे जा रहा है, कोई एसआईआर का बात नहीं, ये लोग पूरा इंडिया का बात नहीं मानेंगे, ये लोग ओपन डोर रखेंगे विद बांग्लादेश के साथ। तो इसलिए कड़ा हाथ में लेना चाहिए। मालदा और मुर्शिदाबाद जो दो डिस्ट्रिक्ट है, ये दो डिस्ट्रिक्ट में इमीडिएट 356 होना चाहिए और पूरा पश्चिम बंगाल में 355 होना चाहिए, क्योंकि एसआईआर का बात नहीं, एसआईआर का भी होगा, कभी सीए होगा, जो भी होगा, इंडियन का संस्कृति के साथ ये लोग जुड़े नहीं है, ये लोग पूरा बांग्लादेशी मौलवी के साथ युक्त है। और सीएम आपका उनने भी yesterday he said as the Friday is the Jumma day, Jumma day, so they may be organized। तो उन्होंने बोलते हैं जो जुम्मा बार है उसका कर सकते हैं, एक्चुअली तो वो बात नहीं है। सीएम उत्साह देता है पूरा मौलवादी को, मौलवादी संस्था को, जंगी रूप से जो टेररिस्ट होता है ना, टेररिस्ट के साथ पश्चिम बंगाल सीएम युक्त है। थैंक यू
जी। सौमित्र जी, एक और चीज़ है, हम देख रहे हैं कि किस तरह से प्राइम मिनिस्टर आते हैं जब रेलवे ट्रैक जो है ये इसको रोक दिया जाता है, और हम देखते हैं कि अभी तक कोई भी एक्शन भी लिया नहीं गया है। इनफैक्ट ऐसा लग रहा है कि जैसे करने दिया जा रहा है, खुली छूट दी जा रही है इन दंगाइयों को।
देखिए, पश्चिम बंगाल में इतने सारे इन्वेस्टमेंट हो रहा है, आज नया ट्रेन दे रहा है हमारा नरेंद्र मोदी जी, विकसित भारत बनाने के लिए ईस्टर्न जोन को, हमारा नॉर्थ बंगाल को इतने सारे ट्रेन दे रहा है, नया ट्रेन दे रहा है, लाइन दे रहा है, रोड कनेक्शन दे रहा है। फिर भी देखिए, ये मौलवादी जो है, जो काम कर रहा है, जो उसका नहीं मूलक काम कर रहा है, इसमें थोड़ा पश्चिम बंगाल सरकार को पूरा सपोर्ट है। वेस्ट बंगाल गवर्नमेंट फुल्ली सपोर्ट द मौलवादी, क्योंकि कोई भी एक्शन नहीं लेगा, पुलिस भी नहीं रहेगा, कुछ भी नहीं रहेगा, लेकिन जहां पे दूसरा कुछ होता तो ये लोग इन्वेस्ट करते, लेकिन पूरा मौलवादी का साथ पश्चिम बंगाल सरकार युक्त है। इसका पूरा युक्त है राजीव कुमार को भी अरेस्ट करना चाहिए। राजीव कुमार को क्यों बार बार सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बार बार उनका डेट आते हैं, पीछे जाते हैं, मालूम नहीं है, लेकिन राजीव कुमार को अरेस्ट करना चाहिए तो ठीक होता, डीजीपी को अरेस्ट करना चाहिए। ये डीजीपी करा रहा है पूरा, पश्चिम बंगाल डीजीपी इसका जिम्मेदारी है, इसका ईंधन दे रहा है।
सौमित्र जी, एक और चीज बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है यहाँ पर कि यहाँ पर ये जो रोड है, ये जो हाईवे, ये चिकन स्नैक शिलीगुड़ी कॉरिडोर तक जाता है, तो ये एक सिक्योरिटी सिचुएशन को पैदा करती है, सुरक्षा में भी कहीं ना कहीं खलल डालती है।
देखिए, कश्मीर को बात तो पूरा देश बोलते हैं, लेकिन हमारा जो चिकन नेक है ये हमारा नॉर्थ ईस्ट को पूरा कनेक्शन नहीं देते। तो इसमें जो विदेशी का जो संगठन है, मौलवादी संगठन है और पश्चिम बंगाल सरकार के युक्त है, ये चिकन नेक को टारगेट कर रहा है बार बार। इसका पीछे बहुत बड़ा षड्यंत्र है, इसलिए पश्चिम बंगाल में अभी जल्दी वो दो डिस्ट्रिक्ट में 356 और पश्चिम बंगाल में 355 आना चाहिए। थैंक यू
जी। और आपको लगता है कि ये जानबूझ के किया जा रहा है, खासकर इतनी सेंसिटिव लोकेशन पे?
एकदम आपका पश्चिम बंगाल सीएम ममता बनर्जी यस्टरडे ने कहा है जुम्मा डे है, जुम्मा डे में वो लोग रहेंगे तो हम क्या करेंगे, हम भी उनके साथ हूं, उनका दर्द के साथ मैं हूं। तो पश्चिम बंगाल में जितने सारे वर्ल्ड के क्रिमिनल है, सब क्रिमिनल आ जाओ, मैं उनके साथ हूं। अभी पूरा सीएम क्रिमिनल का एक लीडर बन गया, उन्होंने बोल दिया, कल अनाउंस कर दिया, जो उनके साथ मैं हूं, उसका जो भी होगा दर्द है मेरा तो हूं।
जी, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमारे जुड़ने के लिए सौमित्र जी।
थैंक यू।
दैट इज बीजेपी लीडर from Bengal, Soumitra Khan, who's accusing the Mamata government of letting, blaming the administration over the breakdown of law and order, because you can see that railway track has been blocked, viewers. Let me just tell you the details of what apprising you with this situation right now. This is, you can see what has happened till now. It's a critical highway that connects Chicken's Neck. It is blocked by the mob, and it links Murshidabad, and Murshidabad has been, of course, in the news for the wrong reasons recently also. There have been tensions, there have been communal clashes, deadly clashes in Murshidabad earlier as well. Now, this is a critical highway that links Murshidabad to Shiliguri that is blocked. It's a critical highway that connects the Chicken's Neck and is blocked by the mob now. And Mamata Banerjee government refuses to take responsibility for violence. And as you can see, there is vandalism and you hardly see police personnel there. Sheer anarchy. In fact, the SIR issue that has been raked up by TMC as well, and you can see this is being now used to incite mobocracy. Major General G.D. Bakshi joins us on the broadcast. For more, General Bakshi, you can see what's happening in Bengal. This is the National Highway 12 that has been blocked, and it's a very critical route, sir, because it links Murshidabad to Shiliguri, and it has been now blocked in the name of protests against SIR and Prime Minister Modi.
No, like I said, Bengal seems to be becoming unfit to be governed any longer by this dispensation. I think there is need for central rule, because they are indulging in dangerous activities like trying to cut the corridor link between North and South Bengal. And that corridor link, that rail link, leads to the Siliguri corridor. The strategic implications of that are staggering, and they cannot be accepted, especially in the light of what has been going on with Bangladesh in the last few months. Are some people out of their mind, or is there a more dangerous plot to affect our north-south communications, leading to the Siliguri corridor, railway communications through which mass transit system through which the bulk forces will be moved should any need arise. How can that be accepted? How can that be taken lying down? It can't be accepted with equanimity that our north-south corridor links are being cut to the vital Siliguri corridor, no less.
Yeah.
Some people seem to have gone off their rockers, gone off their minds, or they seem to be in collaboration with hostile foreign powers. This is a dangerous activity. Very dangerous.
Right, sir. Absolutely. Many thanks, Mr. Jan Bakshe, for joining us with your details, with your reaction, with your understanding, with your reading of the situation. Of course, it's an alarming situation, viewers, because this is a critical highway that has been blocked. And blockade by the mob has created a threat for the entire northeast, since it is just to the road that connects the Chicken's Neck. And we've seen how many threats by jihadi leaders, by anti-India elements have been in the news, threatening to cut off northeast. Defense expert Major Samar Paltur joins us on the broadcast for more. Major Tur, well, this is a national highway 12. We've seen many instances when in West Bengal there is an issue of violence and rioting that happens. But this is important here because it's happening on the highway. The highway is blocked. It's not some clash. It is being blocked by the mob, and there is no control, it seems, from the administration. And this is a critical highway that leads to the Chicken's Neck.
Hello.
Yeah, Major Tu, please go ahead.
Yes, Rakshita. So basically, I have been hinting about this for the past 2 months, that when they initiate any chaos or anything prior to the actual plan of creating chaos and disturbance,